How's it going, everybody? Hope you guys are having a good Saturday. I am, this is 4 days straight. 4 days of streaming. It's a lot for an old man. It's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah, what do we got today? We got a couple different things. Excuse me. We've got the protests. We've got all the protests going on. I saw Diane out there. I saw Benny Loco out there. I see Diane is playing some music right now, so that's nice. Probably gonna stop over there after the stream and check out the Diane music. Feel free to pop over there and say hi and tell Diane that you appreciate her. Yeah, we had the protests that happened, so lots of protests going on. We have Zombie Jesus Day tomorrow. Zombie Jesus. Last year I did a Zombie Jesus stream, and we looked at the history of the pagan roots of Easter, Oastre, or whatever it is. That was the name that they think it came from. I believe it's a Germanic goddess of fertility and spring, I think. New life. Yeah. Anyways. Hope you guys are all having a good Saturday. If you guys celebrate Zombie Jesus Day, I hope you're looking forward to it. Let's see who's in the chat. Manic got first. Good job, Manic. She had some insider training information, though, so kind of cheating, to be honest. Kay, what's going on, Kay? Jessica, hi, Jessica. Luck, welcome. Luck's got a very amazing best metal song ever written. Okay. We're always interested in that. Muriel, what's happening, Muriel? He Hurts, what's going on? Nina, well, Mike, what's going on? Dee Dee, what's up? Stan, Junior, what's happening, Junior? It's almost football season again, Junior. I count down the days, Junior. I do. I count down the days. Niels, what's going on? Just listen to No Love by Exodus before you start talking shit, you freaking moron. He Hurts and Luck Dragon about to spar in the chat over the best metal song. We all know the best metal song that was ever made was Dragon Force. Fire and Flame, okay? Dragon Force. Dragon Force. You were just over there, Mike. Nice. Like I said, I'm probably going to stop in afterwards. Niels, good to see you. 420 all day, every day. Danny, what's going on, Danny? All right. Imagine listening to Exodus. I don't know who Exodus is. Lucky you went to the Oakland protest, huh? Nice. It really wasn't as good as it was 2 weeks ago. That's because we have very short attention spans. Very short. It's like, all right, we're standing against the oligarchy. All right, anyways, there's a new show on Netflix. So it's like literally every dystopian future that was ever written about in books, to be honest with you. All right. We're going to pop down into Little Me. No games today. Oh, we don't have a window up. Here we go. There we go. Yeah, no game today. We'll be paying attention to our everything and not ADHDing off. But we've got a video of some protesters. I wanted to take a look at some of the protests around the country. And we've got Trey Crowder talking a little bit about the government taking people off the streets. I was just watching that Bulwark video from like 2 weeks ago, and I hadn't seen it yet. And it was the video about the gay hairstylist from that got deported to El Salvador. That they deported him because he had 2 crowns on his arms, and the crowns had his parents' names under them, and they said crowns are also the tattoos of Trinidad. So, yeah. Insanity. Truly insane. I really can't believe that this is what's going on in our country. And it's very embarrassing. It's very sad. Yeah, it's going to get worse before it gets better. So here we are. we've got new Titus up because I knew Mike would talk to me about it if I didn't bring it up. So here's the new Titus. What is happening in America under Trump administration? Well, I can tell you, Titus. I can tell you a few things that are going on. He's disappearing people. He's getting rid of your Social Security benefits and your Medicaid. He's doing a lot of dumb shit. He's crashing the stock market. Nothing he's doing is good at this point. Just mostly lots of bad stuff. We got Really American. We haven't watched a Really American video in a while. Talking about the protests. And apparently a counter-Trump supporter. I saw another video earlier today where this guy was on the street talking to Trump counter-protesters. And he was saying, well, it looks like the other side there, the protesters have a lot more people than you guys do. And they're like, because they got paid. There is so much cope in the MAGA world. It's kind of insane. I was just talking about it earlier today, how they can't take an L. There's no such thing as them taking an L. If they take an L, it fractures their whole reality. So, we're going to watch this video so that way we can see this guy get his reality fractured. And then if we have a chance, we're going to go ahead and pop on over to the secular talk and hear about Bill Burr. I think we tried to get to Bill Burr the other day. We didn't get there, so we're going to try to get to him today. All right. 5 alarm. 5 alarms here. All right. We're okay. Everybody's okay now. Naughty Nana does. What up, Naughty Nana? If you guys don't know, sometimes I be slacking. All right. Sometimes I do be slacking on calling out all the cool people on the internets. Just mostly tell people about Diane and her cool music. Naughty Nana Does is amazing. And we need our friends in Canada so bad right now. So if you guys haven't, make sure to go over there to Naughty Nana Does' content, her channel, and make sure to watch a couple videos. Hit that like and subscribe button and show Nana some love because she has some amazing videos. She's growing super fast. And just like Adam Mockler and the rest of the people that have kind of come up during all this bullshit, they are the silver lining to all this insanity. Being able to meet really cool people like Nana, meet really cool people like Adam Mockler, and Wick, and Pep Talks, and all these other cool people, Benjamin Dixon. There's just too many names to list. I always forget a couple. But, feel free to go over there, hop in there, and say hello. And Nana, Naughty Nana, if you ever want to pop in, our friend 5 Alarm Fire there has a link to a Discord where they discuss politics, and they also talk to content creators and stuff. So we are trying to help them with their Discord and get it up and into a community-driven Discord where content creators can either speak to each other or speak to communities and have a little bit of a crossover of our different communities. So, Nana, if you're ever interested in it, here, let's. I don't know, Nana. I don't know if you do the Discord. Doing the Discord is hard. I understand. It's difficult. I see that Dave Smith has a response to Douglas Murray up here, and I really want to watch that. Okay, let's see. Where is it at? Invite people. We can do it. We can push the buttons. We know what we're doing. That's an X. Am I supposed to push that X? I pushed it anyways. We're going to see what happens. Hopefully the stream doesn't go down. Okay. Let's see. Now I got to turn off the Discord. Ooh! So many buttons. All right. Here you go. Anybody that would like to join the Aegis and talk to 5 Alarm and Silent and all these other people that you see in the chat, feel free to join that Discord. And if you want to, as a content creator, hop in there and talk to everybody, you can as well. So I hope to see you guys there. Nana in the chat. We are blessed. It's better than Easter. At the end of the day, who needs a resurrection of Jesus when you have Naughty Nana Does in the chat? Okay, this is better than Easter. That's all I'm gonna say. Nana being in my chat today, if Jesus rolls back the stone tomorrow and walks out, I'm not gonna be impressed because I got to see Nana today. So I'm going to be like, hey, you know, that's cool and everything, but, you know, Nana was right there. So, yeah. What's happening, Dash? What's going on? Works at the Angry Ginger. Thank you for the $10, 5 Alarm. Appreciate you. Thank you. Let's see. Well, I guess we should probably hop into it and take a look at all the fucking insanity, because there is never a day where there isn't insanity for us to take a look at. So we better get started on it. As I said before, Wednesdays and Saturdays we'll be doing mostly the same show and like going over news and stuff like that. And then other days throughout the week when we do decide to live stream, we will also be going over longer videos that I enjoy and want to talk about that sometimes I don't get a chance to talk about because there's so much shit to talk about when it comes to Donald Trump and all the insanity that goes along with him. So let's go ahead and pop right in. Let's take a look at these protests first, actually. I want to see what these protests are.
Stop the U.S. war machine! Stop the U.S. war machine! From New York to the Philippines! Stop the U.S. war machine! Stop the U.S. war...
Is it not working? I am muted. Am I still muted? Does everybody else hear me, or is it just luck? Is luck trolling me? Guys, is luck trolling me? Does anybody hear me? Is luck trolling me? Manic says she can hear. Everybody else can hear. God damn it, luck. You people. You bastard. What's up, Mike Dash? What's up, Barry? What's up, Alan? Look at that. Look at that right there. Holy Jesus. Nice. That's what I'm talking about. There we go, guys. That's a beautiful thing there. That is a beautiful thing right there. Can't stop, won't stop. You got 4 years of this shit. Gotta let them know, man. Like, this ain't a 2-weekend thing. Trump hates to see protests. This is just wounds his ego. Kind of like doing it on Easter is probably not the best time because a lot of people are probably out of town on vacation and stuff. It's also spring break. But that's a lot of people considering, all things considered. So that's good to see. I like to see it happen on other days. I know the last one was huge. I mean, it looked bigger than this last week. That's what she said.
This is what democracy looks like! This is...
I love the idea that all these people are being paid. I mean, do you know how much money that would be? God, that'd be so much money to pay all of these people. They're like, one guy said the leaders get $8,000. I was like, damn. Like, I mean, I'd protest for free, but if you want to give me $8K, I'll definitely I'll make a better sign. Like, if you give me $8,000 to protest, I mean, I'm gonna do it anyways. But like, I will definitely make a legit sign if you give me $8,000 to protest. It's good to see all the different people, too. Men, women, white people, black people. Like, it's nice to see old people, young people. Like, you gotta love the diversity of the people that are getting out there and kind of coming together, showing some solidarity. Like, everybody's got nice signs. You got sign-in people. Orange is the new tyrant. I like that one. I like Pep Talk's sign he made, the one that said Elon Musk eats corn the long ways. I was like, that's a pretty good sign. That's a pretty good sign. Oh, thank you, 5 Alarm. Supreme Court just smacked down Trump's deportations last night, temporarily, but there's progress. Yeah, temporarily. Yeah, it's nice to see some of these. It's scary to see. It's nice to see, and it's scary to see, because it's nice to see the Supreme Court actually standing up and, attempting to hold him accountable. It's scary to see, because we have actually entered a real constitutional crisis when the Supreme Court says, bring back Garcia, and he says no. I mean, that's the definition. Like, I think it was Ezra Klein was saying at the very beginning of all this, he was like saying that like people were saying the words constitutional crisis a little bit early. Like, he understood what people were going for, that they were saying it was becoming one, and therefore it was going to be one. But he was like, it's not like, it wasn't defined as a constitutional crisis until now. But when you have Donald Trump ignoring the judicial branch, that is a literal constitutional crisis. So, like I said, it's both great to see the Supreme Court actually standing up and trying to hold him accountable, but at the same time, it's actually really fucking scary that at the same time, he's just completely ignoring him. Because if you don't know how that works too, it's like, so if the Supreme Court tells them they have to follow the lower court's recommendation or their judgment, and then the lower courts find him in contempt, well, those contempt charges go to the Department of Justice, and then the Department of Justice, decides whether or not they will follow through with them. And of course, the Department of Justice is Pam Bondi. And that's going to be crazy if the Supreme Court finds one way, the lower courts find him to be not listening to what they're asking him to do. Those charges get sent to the Department of Justice, and they just sweep them under the rug. I mean, at that point, gloves are off, right? Like, at that point, there's nothing off the table for these people if they can push it that far. Also, thank you for the $10, and thank you for the 10 memberships, 5 Alarm. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Roy Cohn, the Roy Cohn playbook has been going on for so long now. What's up, Bucket? What's going on, Bucket? What's up, Max Left? Gnome Domed. What's happening, Gnome Domed? Goat Nuts got a membership. Holy shot. Yeah, Angela. The crazy thing though is, you say Angela says for Trump's crimes, the AG has to work 24/7 and still won't be able to keep up with him. Like, all these state AGs are like doing their job, but when it goes to Pam Bondi, she's just going to choose not to do the job, right? I mean, there's no possible reality that I could ever see where Pam Bondi decides to prosecute Donald Trump for anything. Like, I mean, we're coming to a point in our own reality now where it's a complete possibility that Donald Trump could walk down to Fifth Avenue and, pull a gun out and shoot a person, and he could be put on trial. And even with that being, like, I understand that's a state, but it almost feels like at this point, when you're deputizing militia members to be Border Patrol agents, when, you're dragging people off the street and sending them to other countries with no due process, at this point, it doesn't feel as though it matters whether it's a state or federal crime anymore. And I mean, at what point does, something happen that is a state crime, and, a governor or somebody like an attorney general, a state AG tries to prosecute Donald Trump? What happens? Like, I mean, the U.S. Marshals are the ones who are going to be the ones who would be arresting a president. You got Kash Patel in there. You got Dan Bongo Bongino in there. You got Pam Bondi in there. I mean, this is the one thing that he did different than his first term, was he put people in this time that are going to do, they're all bootlickers. They're going to do what he says. They're all going to listen to him. So it's crazy, man. It's crazy. I cannot believe that we are here right now. And, I saw somebody earlier today that said, GK saying Pam Bondi looks stressed. I saw somebody saying earlier today was that, Donald Trump is, how old is he? He'll be 84 or 82, right? At the end of this term. And if you have a Democratic president in 2028, if they have any balls at all, or hopefully none, hopefully they don't have balls. Hopefully it's somebody like AOC. Hopefully it's somebody that will follow through with prosecuting these people. Because what this person was saying, if you have what has happened in the first 2 months of this presidency continue to happen over the next 4 years, and it only gets worse and worse, the amount of prosecutable crimes, like if America sits down and just says, we can't do anything about it, he was a president, so you do it, the next person going into office is going to have free reign to do whatever the fuck they want. And that, like I said, it's almost like a political singularity, because so many of these things have never been done before that, for most of us, we think about it in the way of saying well, of course, these people should go to jail. This is something that when you're removing people from the street with no due process and sending them to, these max prisons for terrorists. And in these prisons, they're not allowed to talk. They're not allowed to do anything. They just sit there. They have no blankets, no pillows. It's just a metal fucking bed. It's insane. It is. It's like a political singularity. We've never seen the state that the United States of America is in right now. Even during the Civil War, you had competent leadership. It's crazy. Bucket, 20 memberships, Bucket. Holy Jesus, Bucket. Thank you, Bucket. Thank you so much, Bucket. 20. That's crazy. Thank you so much. Hasn't been done in the US before. Yeah, it's crazy. I don't even know what to say, to tell you the truth. So anyways, let's take a little look more here on this. Oh wait, did I miss somebody else? I missed somebody else. Sorry, I missed Mitesh. Thank you. 10 memberships. God, you guys are so amazing. We got 5 Alarm with 10. We got Mitesh with 10, and we got Bucket with 20. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you guys so much. That's so amazing. All right, you guys come visit me when I'm in the gulag, okay? You guys put money on my books when I'm in the gulag. I don't smoke cigarettes currently. I do smoke some cigars every once in a while, so hopefully I'll be able to, get some smokes. If you guys put some money on my books when they go. I don't know. I don't think they have books in the terrorist prison in El Salvador, which is probably where they're going to send me. So it's a good thing I've already got a shaved head. That's a bonus. Because I watch those videos and they don't look gentle. So, bonus, I don't have any hair. So, I don't know. Do they also shave the face? That could be rough. Okay, I haven't not had a beard for years now. It's going to be I'm already very white up here. It's going to be very, very white underneath. I suggest they do not shave off the beard. That's just for everybody's sake. Just don't do it. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Now I don't know how do I get away from... Wait, oh God. What have I done? Okay. Pushing too many buttons. Doesn't look like gifted membership's working. Yeah, I don't know. That's pretty weird, actually. I don't see anybody getting those. YouTube. What are you doing, YouTube? Can't trust them. Yeah, I like a good scar. Mitesh, I will come get you. Mitesh. Do they send me to the Russian prison? There's a possibility. I hope they send me to Ireland.
I don't know when or where
Not more technical difficulties. Trish got one by accident. Poor Scott. He's not a bad dude. Scott's a good dude. You guys give him a hard time. He asks me questions. I like people that push back on me. Harvard's fucking got bigger pulse than anybody else so far. Luck. That's crazy. I did not see that coming. I didn't think Harvard was going to be the one that stands up to everybody. The new brown shirts. Holy shit. That's a nice picture. No Kings. Let's go, Benny Loco. No Kings. It's good to see people together, man. It's good, like I said, it's good to see people activated. It's good to see people actually like getting out and like protesting and like being a part of this instead of just being apathetic and not wanting to have anything to do with it or even being scared. Like, I understand. Pep Talks asked, I was in Pep Talks chat the other day, and I said something to him. I can't remember what I said, but he said, "Are you afraid with everything going on? Like, are you scared?" And I mean, I'm not scared for me, because I'm me. Like, I've been through some pretty bad shit in my life, so I'm not really worried. I feel like I was kind of made for this shit, to be honest with you. It's kind of my style. I feel kind of like the most at home in adversity. I feel the most at home when things are happening, and like I have to, like, I like being challenged, like some of the things I said about like people in the comments, or mixing it up with people in on the videos and stuff. It's like I like being challenged, so I'm not scared for me. But it like, as far as for other people though, like for the veterans out there, people that are losing their jobs, for people on Social Security, people that are Medi-Cal, Medicaid, women not having access to healthcare, like those people, yeah, I'm scared for them. I think that, like, it's one of those things where, like, my family, obviously, I'm worried for them. But for me, I'm not worried for me. I'm not concerned. But, I do get it. I see where certain people, like he was saying, like Pep Talks was saying, like he was a little bit worried, that what if people come after content creators? What if it's Trump comes after the media, and then Trump comes after content creators, no matter how small they are? What are you going to do? And I mean, at the end of the day, if that's what's going to happen, then that's what's going to happen. I really liked what the guy said from The Atlantic. People said, well, aren't you scared? Don't you think they're going to retaliate against you for sharing all those Signal messages? By the way, don't forget that Signalgate did happen. Okay, because they're going to just, all these things, like, we need a timeline of all the shit that Donald Trump has done so far. But, they said, aren't you scared that sharing these messages or speaking out, like, he's going to come after you now? And he said, it's not about being scared. He's like, you're going to be scared. You're going to feel fear. He goes, but at the end of the day, if it's something that needs to be reported on, I'm going to report on it because that's my job. And I got a lot of respect for that guy. I think it's Jeffrey Goldberg, for saying that, because I'm going to guess Jeffrey has a pretty nice life. I'm going to guess Jeffrey has plenty of money. Jeffrey's probably pretty comfortable, owns his own home, has probably a nice family. For him to be able to say, like, hey, I'm not concerned. If they want to prosecute me, if they want to come after me, they want to drag me off to a gulag, then hopefully, like, people will see my story, and that will embolden them to take action. And I feel the same way, that if they come after us, if they come after, media, alt media, content creators, no matter big, no matter how small, I hope that that's a signal to the populace, that it's time to do something. Because if they start attacking people like us, then there's no limit to where they're going to go, right? Like, I'm nobody. I don't I come on here, I talk to you guys, and I love you guys for being here. But I'm not talking to thousands. I'm not talking to hundreds of thousands. I'm not talking to millions of people. If they were to come after somebody my size, then you know you're not safe. You know that the next thing is anybody that speaks out on social media, anybody that shares memes. Like, you know that's the slippery slope, the cascading effect of what's going to happen. So, like I said, I've got a lot of respect for somebody like Jeffrey Goldberg doing what he did. Please don't send Tesla. Don't send Tesla information, period. Pam Bondi investigated Signalgate and said no crimes were committed. That's like when a police officer beats up a suspect and they're like, don't worry, we're going to do an internal investigation. They're like, we investigated ourselves. Turns out bro's cool. Like, what the fuck? Like, it's insane right now. It's out of this world. Signalgate was an inside job. Probably, maybe, I don't know. They're all idiots. Love from Canada. Thank you. Thank you, Gnome Dome. Thank you. Your money is actually probably worth more than my money now. So, actually, at this point, guys, if you guys could start sending me, like, euros and Canadian dollar-y dues, that'd be great. Because the real money, I think, is going to come from outside of America. I might need to start changing my money into Canadian dollars and into euros. Because at this point, look, I had a dream, guys. I had a dream, all right? I was going to sell my house, which was worth a little bit of money because I bought it at the best possible time, and I was going to become a Mexican billionaire, okay? Pesos, all right? That was my dream. I was going to become a Mexican billionaire, all right? With a huge fucking gigantic wall because I'm American. And we love walls. But now, who the fuck's going to buy my house? And the peso pretty soon is going to be worth more than the dollar. The fucking dollar continues to decline under Donald Trump. Fucking Chinese, everybody is selling off their bonds. It's the dumbest shit ever. Euros would be better. Okay, we got to start converting our dollars to euros like fucking ASAP. Euro has become more expensive. That's what I thought. We got to work on that. We got to start converting the dollars. All right. Let's watch Trey Crowder talk about all the people being disappeared.
Team Trump, the big mass deportation effort has been an abject circus whose startling ineptitude is matched only by its needless cruelty. I tried so far, the low light of the whole thing has been the deportation and subsequent disappearance of a Maryland father who was here legally.
Okay, so I hate to disagree with Trey Crowder right off the bat, but the Garcia case is really bad. But the one with the gay hairstylist from Venezuela that was sent to the same prison actually seems even crazier. Even crazier. I can't wrap my mind around the fact that everything that these people do are actually, like, they're bad at everything. Like, you would think Donald Trump would get something right. At one point, I mean, just fucking statistically speaking, there'd be a W in there. And that's why I say, like, it almost feels like the Curtis Yarvin shit, all that shit is 100. Because, I mean, even if you're just bad, every once in a while you're going to get something right. Every once in a while you're going to do something, like, on accident that ends up being a W for people. And at this point, so far, we got nothing but L's. But I did want to point out, because I know everybody is super fixated on the Garcia case, and that is important, as obviously it's a complete shit show. The very fact that the government of the United States said, we made a mistake, and we sent him over there. They said it multiple times. We made a mistake. It was an administrative error. And then the Supreme Court says, bring him back. And they say, oh, we can't do that. Like, that's fucking insane. But then also, I want people to not forget that also there was this hairdresser. They said, if you look at his Facebook, and he's the guy that was on the 60 Minutes, the recent 60 Minutes episode. They said, what was the lady's name? She was a campaign manager or something like that for Vivek, and now she's the DHS person. Once again, all the most unqualified people you could possibly imagine. But she came out and she said, the proof of this guy's affiliation with Tren de Agua is all over his Facebook. And 60 Minutes went back a decade. And all there is like pictures of this gay dude like doing magician shit while holding like hairstyling products. Like, once again, I don't know how many motherfuckers out there I have to say this to, but you have obviously not grown up with gang members if you think a gay hairstylist that has a Facebook full of fucking headshots is out doing gang shit. These people are going to be real fucking surprised when they meet a real gang member. And I hope that happens soon. Just saying.
Has been the deportation and subsequent disappearance of a Maryland father who was here legally, Kilmar Abrego Garcia, who has been shipped to El Salvador for the crime of being brown while having tattoos. And now you got rednecks all around this country who would gladly show off that badass new Grim Reaper holding a flamethrower in front of the Stars and Bars chest piece they got, saying unironically, well, only dangerous gang members have tattoos
BJ.
like that. Everybody knows that.
It looks like people are getting.
But in this case, even the Trump
the
administration admits they were wrong.
Bucket.
Perhaps the most shocking part. They're like they acknowledge he never should have been deported. Well, since they
yeah, I
acknowledge
know. I'm going to probably go over there and check it out
to
too.
help him return. Right now, that was Barr's chest piece they got. Salvador for the crime of being brown while having tattoos. And now you got rednecks all around this country who would gladly show off that badass new Grim Reaper holding a flamethrower in front of the Stars and Bars chest piece they got, saying unironically, well, only dangerous gang members have tattoos like that. Everybody knows that. Right, but in this case, even the Trump administration admits they were wrong. Perhaps the most shocking part. They're like they acknowledge he never should have been deported. Well, since they acknowledge it, clearly they're working diligently to help him return. Right no, that would suggest basic decency. No, they're letting a man they acknowledge is innocent rot away in a hellhole that would make the dementors of Azkaban blush, while they try desperately to gaslight the rest of us into just forgetting and moving on. And we can't do that.
This
is unacceptable.
insane.
Even the Supreme Court agrees that this guy must be brought home. Well, sort of. They said that the Trump admin had to facilitate but could not effectuate his return, whatever the hell that means. Thanks for clearing that up, guys. I guess it's like, oh, they have to try, but they can't force it. But the Trump administration's like, what if we also just don't try? And they're like, yeah.
And see, I kind of feel like the surprisingness of the Supreme Court being a 9-0, I think that's what he's saying right there is the reason. I think Clarence Thomas, Alito, Gorsuch, I think they knew that using that language in that manner would make it so Trump wouldn't have to bring that guy back. I wouldn't be surprised at all to find out that Clarence Thomas intentionally used that language and let Trump know that he doesn't have to. Like, I mean, where we're at nowadays, the insane shit that's going on in this government, it feels like they're willing to do crime right in front of your face, and then they just tell you, like, it didn't happen. I wouldn't be surprised to find out that Clarence Thomas or one of these other, like Alito, these other judges, had intentionally let that go through because it looked like it was 9-0, like they were on the side of the American people.
Yeah, that's fine too. So I don't know what's going on, but they do say, they're like, listen, he's fine, he's alive. You're just never, ever going to see him again. It's like, really? You're really going to hit us with the whole he went to a farm upstate thing? Like, we're not 6 years
Bigly
old,
words,
right?
5 alarm.
I mean,
Bigly
we all
words.
got a MAGA Aunt Tammy who would literally believe that was true if Trump told her. She'd be like, nuh-uh, Trump plainly said he gets to play with all the other Mexicans every day and they love it.
Oh, shit, son. He said, Trump said he gets to play with all the other Mexicans. Holy shit, it wouldn't be so funny if it wasn't true, though. You know, it's kind of funny, too, that, like, every one of us can say, like, my Aunt Tammy, or, okay, sorry, Tammy. Sorry, Tammy. It's funny that like calling out fucking people that are like people are just catching strays right now. Sorry, Aunt Tammy. Like everybody's got like an Aunt Karen that they're like fucking somebody in their family has broken and fucking became so mentally unstable that we now tell stories about how Donald Trump could easily calm them with just a few words. Like, if we ever recover from this shit, all of us are going to have like MAGA Alcoholics Anonymous meetings, right? If we ever get out of this shit, all of us are going to be so fucking traumatized. We're going to be sitting around in a circle like Alcoholics Anonymous. And you're going to be like, just like sitting there and you're like, no, like my Aunt Karen literally believed that women's uteruses were falling out of their bodies because of the COVID vaccine. And people are like, damn, really? Like, oh yeah, you think that's crazy? You think that's crazy? Yeah, like my uncle, he killed 17 people for Donald Trump because he thought they were all illegal immigrants slaying nurse joggers. And you're like, damn, that's crazy. like we're all going to be sitting around in circles, fucking just like twiddling our hands all nervously with anxiety and shit. Every time the door opens, looking to see if it's fucking some crazy ass fucking Trump supporter. We're gonna need fucking therapy.
There, right? I mean, how is this the straight
Life begins in erection. Don't
this
forget.
Administration? They're like, we fully acknowledge that this man was here legally and did absolutely nothing wrong. Also, we have
Yes,
disappeared
it's
him from the
fucking
face of
insane.
the earth forever. We will not be rectifying this, or in fact, even pretending to try or care.
It's fucking
Further,
crazy
we're not
town.
accepting criticism at this time, and you can all go fuck yourselves. Like, what? This is insane. I mean, if they do this in broad daylight and then nothing ever happens, like what's to stop them in the future from disappearing some dude from a college protest because he showed up with a sign
100%.
that had a picture of Trump's floppy old man titties on it, you know? And like people on the right will hear me say that and call it liberal hysteria. Like, oh, here we go. Nobody's rounding up American citizens, okay? This was an unfortunate but isolated incident, and mistakes happen, all right? You know, you can't make an autocratic ethno-state omelet without cracking a few innocent marginalized eggs,
said an
okay?
autocratic
but
ethno-state.
Kilmar Abrego Garcia is not an egg. He's a real human man.
It's
and
fucking
a father.
insane.
And perhaps because I am also those things, yes, I took a minute to consider what it might feel like if
Happening,
that
Kim?
happened to
What's
me.
up,
And
Liz?
because I did, I find it all horrific and disgusting. That's called empathy. Y'all should give it a shot sometime. I promise it won't make you gay. No, but what it might do is turn this country back into something that's worth aspiring towards.
Jesus
Who's
Christ.
to say? And as with most things today, the way you feel about this story might primarily come down to how your own preferred media source
Oh,
presents
ground
the
news
information
commercial.
to you. Let me show you what I mean.
All right,
Yeah,
y'all,
we're
we're here
gonna
on
let him
Ground
show his
News'
Ground News
website.
commercial,
We're
but we're gonna
coverage
do it
of
in-
an update
we're
here.
gonna do
President of
2
El
times speed.
Salvador
You guys
says he
ready
won't
for this?
return mistakenly deported man to the U.S. Over here you can see the coverage breakdown, almost 100 sources so far, evenly distributed between the left and the center, fewer on the right. That's interesting. If you got
You
any
guys remember-
sort by bias, you look at left-leaning outlets.
You guys remember Micro Machines? Remember Micro Machines? That's what this shit reminds me of. Reminds me of the guy off Micro Machines.
They're not really mincing words. U.S. and El Salvador celebrate the refusal to return man wrongly deported to Gulag. It says that Trump brags he's got the best relationship with the coolest dictator in the world. El Salvador's president refuses to return man who was mistakenly deported. Quote, full-blown constitutional
Jesus
crisis. So they're
Christ.
making no bones about it. This is a bad, bad situation and patently unfair.
Fuck
You can see here, you know
Bukele,
where this is from
dude.
on Ground News because before you ever click an article, you can see the bias of the outlet, you can see the
I hope
factuality
that guy
rating,
gets
and you can see the ownership
Ebola
group where the money
in
comes
his
from. So
dick.
look, instead at the right, it feels a little different. This Newsmax notes that he said, I don't have the power to return him. It's like, well, so what's he supposed to do? He's just the president of that place. Why would he have any power? He says he will not return deported MS-13 gang member to the U.S. So they're still referring to him as a gang member on this particular source. You can see how differently this information is presented depending on where you're sourcing it from. That's the insight you get from Ground News. I've been working with them for more than a year. They add that context and transparency to the media you consume. So you can
I'm
follow
still
along
waiting
at
for Ground
ground.news/trade,
News
or
to
you
try
can
to
scan that
give
QR
me
code there
some
for more.
money.
That's not all they do. They got a lot of great features. One of my favorites. The blind spot feature that shows you stories that are not being covered on either side of the political spectrum right now. So you can see what's going on down at the other end of the fence, right? See what they're not talking about on the left or the right. And step out of your bubble for a minute. See what's going on. So
Yeah, you guys remember this girl? The Tufts girl? Yeah, what happened to her? Dude, it's like, it's 100% Steve Bannon, man. It's flood the zone. But it's even crazier because it used to be flood the zone with, like, bad information, disinformation, misinformation. Now it's like, flood the zone with horrific shit. Like, it's like, okay, so if we disappear all kinds of motherfuckers at the same time, they can only, like, focus on one or two. Like, I mean, there's the guy, okay, so there's the guy who got tackled in the courtroom, I don't know if you guys seen that video. That's fucked up. Some bystanders there. Some old ass man gets knocked down and is just like laying on the floor, like fucking like a beached whale, just like he can't get up. He's all fucked up. So there's that guy. There's the kid with the water gun that they said that he had a real gun on his Facebook, but he actually had a water gun. There's the barber. There's Garcia. There's the Tufts University. There's Khalil. Don't forget about Khalil. Fuck, he was like the first one. I mean, it just goes on, right? Like, it's getting to a point where it's like, it's hard to remember which people have been disappeared, and I think they're doing that shit on purpose. Oh, I don't know if you guys know about this dude from Palantir. Yeah, we should watch one of these videos that we watch during the week, not Wednesday and Saturday. We'll watch the Palantir videos, because those videos, people need to know about Palantir, and they need to know how fucking insane this is. The Palantir thing is crazy. What's up, Talia? What's up, Fixer? What's up, HCB? Bucket, did you just notice Nana's here? We have been graced with the presence of Nana. 5-alarm fire, $20. Thank you, 5-alarm. Notice how Trump hasn't been doing rallies. I guess MAGA served their purpose. He's probably like, I mean, he said it, right? Like, he said, after this, we won't need your vote anymore. Like, people, I know a lot of people interpret that as in they stole the election. I interpret it in a much simpler way, and I think that is, once you vote, man, like, we don't need your help anymore. Like, all you guys got to do is get us in there, and we will destroy everything you love. We don't need any help from you. That's what I heard when they said that shit. And yeah, so what was it? It was like the first 2 weeks, right? Like, he did a bunch of rallies. He's in like Vegas talking about the no tax on tips. And by the way, if you eliminate the no tax on tips, the tax on overtime, if you eliminate all these taxes, you're actually making Social Security less solvent, right? Like, you're going to make it go insolvent faster. So they believe, what is it? They said by 2035, going at the rate we're going now, that it'll become insolvent, which means that Social Security doesn't go away. I think they said they'd have to cut it by 23%. So whatever check you're getting now, you would get 77% of that check in 2035. But they said because of Donald Trump's economic policies, that if you wanted to get rid of tax on tips, if you want to get rid of tax on overtime, if you try to get rid of other taxes and then use tariffs instead, that it actually forwards that progress, I think, to 2030. So how fucking nuts is that? That with Trump in office, by the time that Donald Trump is out of office, if he's ever out of office, that's a fucking question now. But if he is ever out of office, let's say he goes out in 2029, right? That's when the next person would take office. We would be 1 year away from Social Security being insolvent. 1 fucking year. This is like, it's the dumbest shit, man. It's the dumbest shit. They're flooding the zone with all the overflowing events. Yeah, I believe that that's actually true. Update on woman dragged out of town hall. Security lost business license and got arrested. Liz, were there repercussions? Did somebody face repercussions, Liz? Holy shit. That's thank God. Oh, well, thank you, Luck. Please stay. please stay. I'm gonna take that as a joke, brother. Please stay.
Something I think we could all stand to do a little more of.
So if that sounds good to you, scan that QR code or click the link in the description below.
Okay. All right. We're going to take him off 2 because I don't know if I can take Trey Crowder at 2.0. Let's go back. Here you go. Back to normal for Trey.
You get 40% off the highest tiered Vantage program from Ground News today. That's $5 a month. Or you could try it for free. Either way, the time is nigh. Push back on the bias and BS. Check out Ground News today.
I do like that.
All right, YouTube, man, we're back. Yeah, listen, I don't really do impressions. Here's my impression of a Trump staffer in the Department of Kicking People the fuck out of here. Doing a press conference, he gets interrupted by a heckler who calls him a Nazi. It's like, okay. Okay, you know what? I'm about sick and tired of the left always talking about, oh, how the MAGA and the right, the Republicans, they've made this country so divided. They've divided us all. That's what you love to say on the left, right? And then here you are. Who is it? Always calling your fellow Americans Nazis and fascists, right? It's unfounded.
Did you see the recent one? The recent one was they're all sharing on Easter last year, Joe Biden shared Transgender Day instead of Easter, which is fucking dumb, of course, because Biden literally shared the Transgender Observation Day and also shared Easter. I mean, he's fucking Catholic, for God's sake, pun intended. And they're like, and Donald Trump is celebrating the resurrection of Jesus. And I'm like, or are you celebrating Hitler's birthday? I mean, I'd say it's 50-50. Just saying. There is a chance that Donald Trump is pretty goddamn stoked 420 happens to be Easter, and I'm not going to, I don't believe it's because he's hitting the bong, okay? I'm thinking his two favorite holidays are coexisting on the same day. He's pretty goddamn stoked. Let's hope he eats a lot of Big Macs. Let's hope he has like 10 Big Macs at the Easter egg roll, and this problem solves itself. Let's hope, okay? All right? 20 memberships! Thank you, 5 Alarm Fire. Dude, we have so many people in the fucking Angry Ginger Army now. There's so many people. We're taking over. We're taking over the YouTubes. We're taking back our country. We're gonna fucking, we are not going down, okay? We got an army, and we are building, and we're becoming stronger. Thank you, 5 Alarm Fire.
Unnecessary. It's un-American.
See if we can get Nana
it's what's really
a membership.
dividing this country. We are not Nazis. Now, where was I? Oh, yeah, the administration's
2026,
coordinated
you think he's
campaign
out?
to round up
Dude, the
undesirables
Palantir
and
thing
ship
is
them off to
super
concentration
crazy.
camps is going
HCV.
off without a hitch. Well, we got this one little
It's
thing.
like
It's kind of a little bit of a
massive,
bump in the road. It'll be fine. We're working on that. You guys ain't got to worry
NSA
about
kind
it.
of shit.
Yeah, it's like that.
Taking over the YouTubes.
I just don't know how much more bald-faced Nazi type stuff they could do and still pretend to get mad when people point it out. I'm guessing all of it, the rest of it, however much it takes, any way you want to put it.
But they don't do that stuff for them. They do it for the left, because it's trolling pretty much to them. They know that they can just say that to left-wing people, and then other left-wing people will point it out. Like, somebody on the left will say, those guys are fucking Nazis, and then the right-wing people will go, oh, yeah, everybody's a Nazi, and then they know that somebody on the left will pick it up and go like, yeah, dude, don't call everybody a Nazi, okay? Don't call everybody a Nazi. Because they know. Because, like, left-wing people tend to be more self-critical. They tend to be more self-analyzing. And they tend to be more empathetic. So as soon as somebody on the right calls them out for anything, other people don't want to be seen as being unempathetic or non-self-critical. So they call out their own people. They know what they're doing. They're not doing it for them. They're doing it for you to criticize the people within your own party.
Also, there was another thing I saw that
Might get that half yacht. That's right, DJ.
we got a measles outbreak
We're gonna need it.
going on.
We're
in
gonna
this
need
country, so
a
that's
half
good.
yacht to get the fuck
It's
out in
always,
the
they've
international
been
water
wanting to
as
drag
soon
us
as
backwards
possible.
in time this whole time anyway, so it makes sense that we'd be getting like, what do we get? What's next? Consumption.
Bucket,
You know,
that's funny.
but yeah, we got a measles outbreak mostly in Texas, also tracks. So they sent Robert Downey. They sent RFK Jr.
Okay,
down
hold on,
there
we gotta pause.
to handle it.
I don't know. I need like celebration music or something. I don't have celebration music, but Naughty Nana does. Joining the Angry Ginger Army is quite possibly the most epic moment in my entire YouTube career. Okay? Nana, you have joined. Thank you so much, Nana. This is an amazing moment for me. This is like, you know, they say never meet your heroes, but they didn't say don't let your heroes join your army. Okay? So, it's a fucking thing. All right? This is amazing. Nana in the army. Okay? It doesn't get much better than that, guys. All right, next we're going to try for Bill Burr. All right? If we get Nana and we get Bill Burr, ain't nobody stopping us. No fucking chance. We got this shit on lockdown. I mean, already with Nana in the Army, we're pretty much unstoppable. Okay? Thank you, Nana. I appreciate you.
Right? Because that's what he does. That's his job. Because that's the timeline we live in. It's like that. Dude, that would be like appointing Alex Jones the czar of disinformation, right? Actually, don't give him any ideas. Like, yeah, our American citizens are believing way too much bullshit. We need somebody to fix it. I got just the guy.
Oh my
Alex
God.
Jones, send Joe Rogan with him. It'll be great. They got this on lock. Right? So that's the equivalent of sending RFK Jr. to fix a measles outbreak. He gets down there and he's just like, well, how much raw milk are you drinking? Right? What is, you guys getting enough sun? Is that it? Like, we were thinking,
on your
they
balls.
got a vaccine for this, right? We were just using that. Well, let me stop you right there. You have any idea what could happen if you took a vaccine for this thing that's killing your child? They could,
Yeah, fucking
other bad
sad
stuff could happen,
truth,
maybe.
though.
It could
Holy
even kill
shit.
them, like the thing that's killing them now, that the vaccine is for. But you don't want that, right? It's like, it's absolutely insane out here in these streets. And then finally, the
Bat
other thing I
shit
saw was
crazy.
Bill Maher had a dinner with Trump and came away
Oh,
from
no.
it convinced that the wokeness is going to be the death of the Democratic Party. So I'm hearing that and I'm like, so you think that the answer is like more Chuck Schumers and Nancy Pelosi? That's what you think has been missing? That's what you think is holding the Democratic Party down? Because I'm not sure about that. Because the people that I think you would have to categorize as being the most woke in the actual party itself, the progressive wing headlined by, Bernie Sanders and AOC, they've been like doing rock concerts at Coachella, right? To fucking sold out crowds.
Bernie was literally there.
Just kicking ass,
Literally
taking
there.
names, filling up stadiums and shit lately.
Elbows
When was
up.
the last time Chuck Schumer did that? You see Chuck Schumer at Bonnaroo last year? Really getting the crowd going? It's like, no, it's absolutely
Man, you have
asinine.
made
It's the
my
exact
night.
opposite of
You
what
might have
needs
made
to
my whole
happen, in my
damn week.
opinion. It's like, but I don't know how to get that across to these people. Also, he don't take my calls no more, so that's fine. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. I'll put my comedy special up here, Trash Daddy. That's a new one. Just came out in the past
Y'all are
month. So
dumb
if you
as
haven't
fuck.
watched it, you should
Okay.
watch it. It's fun. Also, subscribe to the channel. You see all these videos and podcasts and other things that I do. And importantly to me,
Yeah, I love Trey
TreyCrowder.com.
Luck. Yeah, I love Trey. Dude, oh my God. Like, when he said that shit about Alex Jones being the misinformation czar, I actually thought he was saying that was true. Because I could 100% believe that. Yeah, I'm sure all you guys saw that dumb shit. I'm sure you guys all saw that dumb shit from RFK Jr. standing up there. Here, let's go big me so I can rant. Let's go big me so I can rant. All right. I know you guys saw the dumb shit from RFK Jr. talking about autistic people. Talking about that they'll never pay taxes. They'll never find love. They'll never have a job. All of that shit, that shit makes me mad, right? Like, that's the kind of shit. My son is an Aspie. My son's a wonderful human being. He's incredibly intelligent. He's got good parents. Just pat myself on the back. We just did triceps and shoulders today together. Okay, my son's an amazing young man, and he's gonna be a real good dude, and he's going to be an extremely productive part of the society. Okay, so that shit makes me mad. But when he said they'll never play baseball, that tells me right there that RFK Jr. has never played baseball. All right? If there is a sport that was literally made for autistic people, it's fucking baseball. It's fucking Moneyball, bro. They fucking hold the ball in a certain way to make the ball spin a certain way, to make it land a certain way if it goes only a certain speed. Like, there was literally a time in baseball where the nerdiest motherfuckers in the world were like, hey, you guys know how you guys keep just doing roids and then fucking hitting the shit out of that ball to get it out? And they're like, yeah. Like, what if I told you that if you hit it at a certain trajectory on the right part of the bat, it'd go out like all the fucking time? And people were like, what? So should I keep doing steroids? Or they're like, yeah, you can keep doing steroids. Just fucking tilt your bat a little bit to the left. The bats they have this year, the fucking torpedo bats. Who do you think thinks up this shit? Look, I love my stoners, okay? I love my stoners. But it ain't some dude going, you know what? I bet if Barry Bonds I bet if Barry hit that ball at a 13% angle on a fucking windy day down in San Francisco, right on the nose of the bat, that ball would travel about 746 feet. No. It's some fucking autistic guy that's like, you know what's fucking, I did the math. Like, I checked out, like, every day, like, Wednesday through Sunday, fucking 87 degrees, the air fucking density, the temperature, the wind going out, the ball coming in, the bat, the right spot, the right trajectory. It's like the fucking most autistic sport you can imagine. And this motherfucker said autistic people won't be good at baseball. And that's why I hate these people. Because not only are they hateful people, not only do they say fucked up shit, but they're also really fucking stupid. Alright. I had a fucking rant on that. That shit made me mad. I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. You gotta be fucking kidding me. They're not gonna be good at baseball? God damn it. Alright, you wanna watch Titus? Smart kids smoke weed too. Hey, I used to. I'm just saying. There are ideas and then there are high ideas. Alright? There is ideas and then there are high ideas. Okay? Alright? High ideas normally end with, I'm just saying. Alright? Look. We all know that the fucking first person to say that the pyramids were built by aliens was high as fuck. All right? That's where that idea comes from. All I'm saying, man, is how they get those big ass stones over there. I'm just saying. All right, let's watch the Titus. Yeah, RFK was a heroin addict in college. Exactly. Fucking admits to it. My granddaughter is a cheerleader at a regular school, plays basketball, track, you name it, and I'm not going to speculate on how many marriage proposals she will get. Too many, I'm sure. Yeah, my daughter is a long jumper, hurdler, pole vaulter, soccer player, and she plays drums in the band and the jazz band too. And she's getting fucking bulky. She got a little bicep going on and shit. Like, I'm getting a little envious. You know, I'm working out as hard as she is, yet she seems to be having better gains. I feel like I might have gotten to that age where, like, I still bulk, but I don't have that same definition, and she's got a little bicep going on. I'm like, damn, I'm kind of jealous. The USA did have its chance to choose, and we done fucked that up, HCB. I say we in the royal sense because that wasn't my decision. I made the other decision. All right, here we go. Back down. Back down. Push the button. We didn't break the internets. We're going to watch Titus so that way Mike can be happy here. We're going to make Mike happy. We're going to watch Titus. All right, what do we got? We got Titus. What is happening in America under Trump administration? This one just came out. Oh, yesterday. Just came out yesterday. So, all right, let's watch Titus. And let's have some more laughs at this fucking administration's, Jesus Christ, at their expense and ours.
I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon update. Well, people, guess what? It's all snapping back to liberty and freedom. Yes, in America, the Supreme Court has ruled that an innocent man sent to an El Salvadorian murder prison had to be brought back to the States immediately.
Bro, we legalized comedy, though. I mean, like, legalized comedy. Yeah. Fuck. Is it like, it feels like, I mean, I know we got conned. But this really feels like, it's like the worst con. Because like I said, it's one thing to get conned by like a really smart person. If you get conned by, like, a smooth operator, like a dude, he's a good-looking dude, fucking, nice suit. He's got a fucking hell of a fucking, thing he's selling you. He's got a whole spiel. I met this young black man. I was at home when I lived in a different place. My wife was gone, And he knocked on the door. And I said, "What's up, man? What's going on?" And he's like, "Hey, I'm trying to sell this window cleaner." And it's like this miracle shit, right? And I was like, "All right, man, I'll tell you what. I don't want to buy this shit, but I'm going to listen to you. You look like you're working hard. You look like you're putting in work. So I'm going to listen to your spiel. Give me your spiel." And so this man was so goddamn funny. He was hilarious. He had a whole spiel about what he would do, blah, blah, all this stuff off. And he's a black dude. And he goes, "Look at this. It wipes the black right off." And he does it on his palm. Of course, his palm is white. And, and I was like, bro. I was like, I don't even have any money and I'm going to buy some shit from you, right? He was just funny. He is charismatic and he is working fucking hard, right? So I was like, it's all good. I'm probably getting sold some bullshit right now, but I'm going to give you $20, right? So I gave him like $20 and he sold me that shit. And then that shit sat in my cupboard for God knows how long. It's probably still in my cupboard like 15 years later. Never used the shit, right? I wish I could remember all the jokes he told. He told so many goddamn jokes and it's so funny. Now, I walk away from that going, that guy got $20 out of me. But it was okay. This shit right now, this is like opening the door and Donald Trump standing there like, "Hi." "Oh shit, what are you doing on my doorstep?" "I'm here to sell you some magic cleaner. Makes all your crimes go away. It's called Pam Bundy. She gets rid of all the defamation suits." You know, like, you're like, what the fuck are you doing on my doorstep, dude? And then like your fucking crazy aunt is like, "I invited him in." And you're like, "What? No, I don't have time for this." And she's like, "Come in. Fucking breaks out her checkbook, starts signing off the money. You're like, no, don't give him money. He's going to come back. That's what this feels like right now. Like, it's bad enough to get fucking conned, but to get conned by the shittiest con man, like the guy who's like, he's literally got con man written on, he's fucking convicted of 34 felonies. We're like, yeah, like that's how dumb America is. It's fucking crazy.
Armageddon update. Well, people, guess what? It's all snapping back to liberty and freedom. Yes, in America, the Supreme Court has ruled that an innocent man sent to an El Salvadorian murder prison had to be brought back to the States immediately. Ha ha, good. Finally, the rule of law wins. And the Trump administration, they told the Supreme Court, and this is a quote, "Go fuck yourself." So now here we are.
Jesus.
That constitutional crisis we all were told to be deathly afraid of is here.
It fits him so well.
We're doing nothing. Well, not nothing. I mean, our president had a taint licking contest in the Oval Office.
Oh. Mr. President, thank you for your leadership.
Well, thanks to your fantastic leadership.
Dude. Why does this shit look not real, too? Like, why does it sound like scripted? I'm becoming a fucking QAnon conspiracy theorist up here. Why does this shit sound scripted? Like when Pam Bondi answered that question with Bukkake sitting there, sitting next to Donald Lump. It was Bukkake and Donald Lump, the cancer of America. And somebody asked him, can you bring back Garcia? And, President Lump was like, "Pam Bondi, go ahead, Pam." And she was like, "Okay, it's my moment. We cannot because he's in El Salvador and Bukkake says no." It all sounds like they fucking have lines, dude. It's crazy.
Thanks to your leadership. Green paper mache.
And then a couple of comedians have been bending over and spreading for a fascist oligarch.
One of the beautiful things about you is that you freeball. It's funny stuff.
He's much more self-aware than he lets on in public. Everything I've ever not liked about him was, I swear to God, absent at least.
Fuck Bill Maher. Oh my God, dude. This is what I'm saying. It's fucking. This wouldn't be as bad if, the fucking sane people would be able to be like, you know what, actually, I went there. It was crazy, but he acted like he wasn't the insane person that you guys see on TV. But I'm not falling for that shit. That's how you follow that up, okay? Bill Maher should have followed up I went there and he was like actually a cool dude, laughed at himself, smiled, fucking, told some jokes. But I'm not falling for that shit because I see him on TV like 24/7. It just makes it so much harder to fucking deal with when you see people that should be able to use their fucking frontal lobe and should be able to say, like, yeah, no shit. No shit. You went and fucking had dinner with Donald Trump. He let you come to his fucking house and he sat there with you and he was a completely different guy? No way. Now, which motherfucker do you think he is? The guy that he is 24/7 tweeting and fucking truthing and fucking standing on the podium and calling people names and being vindictive and fucking weaponizing the law to fucking use against the media? Do you think that's him? Or do you think it's the guy who just one time you went and had dinner with him and he laughed at some of your jokes? Jesus Christ. It's like these fucking people want to be liked by Donald Trump so fucking bad that they're just like, yeah, he's done a lot of bad things. He has. He's done a lot of bad things, but he loves me. Okay? You're in an abusive relationship, dog. That's what fucking abusers do. Abusers beat the fuck out of you, and then when you go have dinner with them in front of other people, they smile at you. And they tell you, that's how everything went, remember? Remember when I bought you that ring? Remember the roses I bought you? That was really cool, right? I'm a very nice person. I'll tell the people that are here that I was a very nice person. Also, when you go out there and the police ask you whether or not I beat you, you tell them I don't do that, right? Right? Excellent. Good. That's what the fuck is going on. It's an abusive relationship. Fucking Bill Maher, dude. This shit is making me upset.
Not liked about him was, I swear to God, absent, at least on this night with this guy.
Comedians, like, we're supposed to punch up. We're supposed to go after evil and oppression, not do a ShamWow infomercial for it. So here we are in America. In America, we were taught that this couldn't happen here. That we wouldn't ever have a dictator, a fascist ruler whose flabby ass was chat because his minions have French kissed it into oblivion.
You were overwhelmingly elected.
Under your leadership. When you called me that day asking for me to take this position, I was honored.
The founding fathers made sure this wouldn't happen, right? Right? Except we are barely 90 days in, and he shut down and raped agency after agency. He's threatened the media.
I believe that CNN and MSDNC, they're really corrupt and they're illegal.
He's threatened to send American citizens to the same torture prison that they sent a legal American resident to.
We also have homegrown criminals. I'd like to include them in the group of people to get them out of the country.
I mean, the man wasn't a terrorist. He's not a criminal. In fact, he left his country to get away from gangs. He's a father with 3 American citizen children. And after Trump was ordered to bring this man, who our own government says they made a mistake with, a clerical error, our American president, whose mother was an immigrant, whose grandfather was an immigrant, and made his money with a American whorehouse. Trump's the only second-generation American, yet he refused to bring back a legal resident. And then he had the man who's imprisoning that man, the guy from El Salvador, over for cookies and dictator tots. It's weird, isn't it? How did this douche get elected? His rallies were half full, and people.
It's weird. It is weird. It is very weird. I was just saying this earlier to my wife. The crazy thing is if you were to take a person, right? Now, no matter what, due process needs to happen, right? So. Just right off the bat, deporting people without due process is bullshit. But if this person, Kilmar, was such a bad person, they would be able to just prove it. Not just say that the evidence exists, but show that the evidence exists. Not these fucking dumb fucking pictures where they're like, the marijuana means M and the S, the smile means S, and the cross is a 1, and it's like fucking whatever that old Nicolas Cage movies, the National Treasure movie. Like, it's not, this isn't a fucking riddle, dog. MS-13 members just get MS-13 tattooed on their ass, all right? Because they ain't scared. MS-13's a nasty-ass gang. They're not fucking working in code. They fucking get MS-13 tattooed right on their fucking foreheads. Gigantic ones on their back. It's like, if you were to show me evidence that a person was this horrific gang member, a terrorist that had done all this shit, I'd be like, okay, well, let's not give him due process. Let's go ahead and give the man a trial. Let's run him through it. But yeah, I'm with that. I get it. Arrest that motherfucker. He's done bad shit. None of that exists with Kilmar, okay? They say they have evidence. They've never shown any actual evidence. And the flip side of that is that if you're a Trump supporter, if you're a Trump loyalist, or if you're just even a conservative or a Republican, whatever, you should be able to say, my opinion is that immigrants in the country are ruining the country because they're committing crimes, and they're dangerous, and they're violent, and they're terrorists, all that shit, right? You can say that, and that's your opinion. But when somebody says, okay, one of these guys that got arrested, it seems as though he was picked up and it was a mistake. In fact, the administration themselves said it was a mistake. Can I show you the information that proves that he's not a criminal? You should be able to look at that information and say to yourself, okay, I still have this belief, immigrants bad, but it looks as though that was a mistake and that guy shouldn't be a part of this. This is what makes this whole situation insane. Because I don't believe immigrants are a problem in America. I don't believe that the immigrants that are in our country are just running rampant and committing crimes and all this stuff. But I do believe that certain immigrants have committed crimes and done some horrific things. You know, like American citizens, but like half as much, okay? Because, you know, in Texas, they did that study where they found out that American citizens commit crimes at twice the rate of undocumented immigrants. I understand that there are bad elements in every group. I understand that there are white people that do bad shit, black people that do bad shit, trans people that do bad shit, immigrants that do bad shit, gay people that do bad shit. I get that. And when I see that one has done something that I disagree with, I go, yeah, that's bad. That person probably should go to jail. They should get a trial first, but they should probably go to jail. You should be able to do that on the other side of that equation. You should be able to say, yes, I think poorly of this group of people, but it turns out that person didn't do anything wrong. And if you can't do that, you are literally fucking insane. You are a broken human being, and you're kind of garbage. Because you're taking a person who has committed no fucking crimes, who has children to take care of, a family to take care of, who has a job, who's been working their ass off, who's been a better fucking citizen than a lot of people who are in America legally. And you're like, fuck that guy. He deserves to go to that terrorist prison. There's something fucking wrong with you. You're a shitty person.
People were leaving them in droves. Commas were like U2 and the Beatles had given out free tickets. Harris led him in the polls in August by 4 points. In September, she was leading him by 2 full points nationally. And
fucking
in October, up on Trump by 2 to 4 points in most polls. How the fuck did he win? And why is he still bitching about a rigged election?
They rigged the election and I became president.
Well, as we've seen, Sweet Potato Hitler always accuses his opponent of doing what he's doing. And he got that from one of Hitler's buddies, Joseph Goebbels. Here is what he said. Always accuse your enemies of your own sins. Karl Marx also says something similar. So, Trump is down in the polls. People are leaving his rallies. The press was nailing his ass to the wall, except for Katie Tur. Katie, what is your deal? And yet, he still squeaked out a win. He won with less than half. How is that possible?
Thank you to Elon. He journeyed to Pennsylvania where he spent like a month and a half campaigning for me, and he was very effective.
He knows the computers.
And he knows those computers better than anybody. All those computers, those vote-counting computers. And we ended up winning Pennsylvania like in a landslide, so it was pretty good. It was pretty.
Once again, like you can say, like this is what fucking breaks my brain, is if you're a Trump supporter, if you're a conservative, you can say, that's a weird fucking thing to say. That's weird. Like, if Joe Biden was like, you know, George Soros, I love him. He's a good dude. He went to Pennsylvania. We won Pennsylvania because he really knows those computers. I'd be like, Joe? Joe, what the fuck, dog? What y'all do to those computers, Joe? It's fucking insanity to sit here and think that a man can say that. You can say it was a Freudian slip. You can say, oh, well, actually, that just means that he did that shit. You could say it was a mistake. You could say, oh, he was just joking. That's usually what they do. But no, they don't say anything. They're just like, yeah, he said that shit. Can you explain it? Do you know why he said? Nah, I don't know, but it doesn't matter. He won. He won fair. It's fine. What? We don't want to even fucking address that he said Elon knows the computers really well and we won that election in that state because of him? Like, we don't want to have a conversation? Just gonna let that go. All right. Okay. It's fucking, like, this is, like I said, this is why it's getting harder and harder to take anything in this current political situation seriously at all when it comes from the right. Like, at this point, there is not a single thing that somebody on the right can say right now that I can take fucking with complete honest sincerity. Because if you can't call out the crazy shit Donald Trump does, then I can't trust you. There are plenty of things about Joe Biden's presidency that I am critical of. There are plenty of things about Obama that I am critical of. There are plenty of things about Clinton that I am critical of. AOC. When AOC first came in, I was like, she's cool, she's passionate, she's fiery, but she's got to learn the game. She's got to chill out, take a step back, get some experience under her belt, and then she's going to be an unstoppable force. And I'm not saying AOC took my advice because she doesn't know who the fuck I am. Maybe one day. Not today. But she did that shit. And I'm going to tell you this. If AOC gets elected, if Kamala got elected, I would have critical shit to say about them too. I said if Kamala Harris wins this election, and people say, well, what are you going to do with your channel then? I said, then this channel will be about holding Kamala Harris to the promises she made. I better see some fucking houses being built. I better see the middle class getting taken care of. I better see some corporations getting their asses fucking handed to them in some antitrust lawsuits. I better see a price gouging ban on a federal level when it comes to fucking crises. Because if I don't, I'm going to call that shit out. I can't take anything on the right seriously at all until they start fucking actually talking about what Donald Trump has done and continues to do and start calling out the bullshit.
So thank you to Elon.
Always accuse your enemies of your own sins. And that's how my ex-wife cheated on me with 2 guys and somehow blamed me.
Hey.
I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. Something's fishy. That's all I'm saying. We need to get those guys in to talk about why the election is so weird. How come the swing states have the weirdest levels of voting we've ever seen? Like, what is going on? And how the fuck did they just send a guy to a torture prison? They're like, yeah, sorry, we can't get him. We don't have an Uber. God damn it.
I think this is important, just so you guys, because I want you guys to know why. A couple of people have brought up the hacking of the election, right? I'm trying to remember her name. Jessica Denson, right? A couple of people have said, you have to go check out Jessica Denson. I had already checked out Jessica Denson, and the gentleman that talks about how Republicans had put in all these laws and successfully, specifically in North Carolina, right, where a Democrat was elected to the Supreme Court, I think it is, and she's probably going to lose that position now to the Republican because they're going to toss out something like 30,000 votes most likely. So I knew a lot about all those things, and as I said before, I do think they rigged it by using laws and getting stipulations put in, kind of like what they're doing right now with Real ID and all this bullshit. But I said, I don't currently know anything about what you guys are talking about as far as like she had brought on somebody that had talked about the hacking of the election. So I went and I watched that, and obviously there's some stuff there that 100% seems pretty goddamn fishy. But I want you guys to understand why I don't concentrate so much on that. And it's because there's currently a man in fucking El Salvador being held prisoner against his will. And I feel like that's the tipping point. I feel like, the other day I said, I didn't want to bring you guys down. So like, I said, let's watch this video and like talk about this because I don't want to talk about what I was thinking about today, but I'll talk to you about today. And that is, this is the tipping point. If we are disappearing people to El Salvador, and then when told by the Supreme Court to bring them back, we are saying we will not do that, and U.S. Marshals are not walking into the fucking White House and arresting that motherfucker, then you are at a tipping point. You are at a tipping point. And yeah, we can sit around and talk about how we lost the Super Bowl, right? We can sit around and talk about how the other team cheated us in that game. Or you can deal with what the fuck is going on right now. And that's important to me. I think that we need people that are in their lane paying attention to and trying to fix the things that got used to get this man into office. But I also think that that's not my lane. And it's good for me to be aware of that information, but it's not what I should be concentrating on. Because I think there's not a lot that can be done in that area. But if there is anything that can be done in that area, it's going to come from the people that actually know something about that issue. It's like I said about Israel and Hamas, right? Like, there's just going to be certain things that I don't feel were within my wheelhouse. And what is within my wheelhouse is saying that if we are shooting people over to El Salvador without due process, then we need to be calling that shit out. And every single person with any fucking logic left in their brain should be hearing our voice saying, look at this shit. Isn't this insane? We can't let this happen. That's how I feel about that. And that's why just a little explanation for everybody who had asked me about that. $10. Thank you, 5 Alarm. I just had a MAGA commenter tell me today that I live in a glass house, pointing out Trump's hands-on approach to women because of Bill Clinton. I was like, are you fucking seriously comparing them? Look, at the end of the day, am I a dude that would do what Bill Clinton did? No. It was consensual. I'm sorry. Is it should you cheat on your wife? No. Would I cheat on my wife? No. But what he did was consensual. What Trump did was a 34 count felony for trying to hide information that could have unduly affected an election. It's breaking a law. What he did to E. Jean Carroll was literally sexual abuse. That was not consensual. What is in that fucking Katie Johnson testimony about him and Epstein? Not consensual. At the end of the day, I'm not going to defend the morality of any fucking president, to be honest with you. But even in this case, there's not a comparison to be made there. Maybe in the future, we ever get them Epstein's files, maybe there will be. But I don't think we're ever going to see those Epstein files. Because you know whose name is definitely all over those files? A certain president that is occupying the Oval Office. Ah, Jesus Christ. That's not related. Oh, I don't know. Anyways, thank you for being over there on Twitch. I just see you over there on Twitch. I see you over there on Twitch, so hi. I don't know what you're talking about, though. Let's see. Maybe you guys are talking to each other again. He's not coming home. That dude definitely is not coming home. There's no fucking way Donald Trump is letting that dude come home, bro. Like, what was it? Scott was saying, he was like the best way to get Trump to do it is to, tickle his asshole with a feather, right? Like, you gotta suck up to Trump to get him to do what you want. Nah, that ain't gonna work in this case. There is absolutely no fucking chance that Donald Trump is gonna let that dude come back to America. Because A, he has to admit the L, so he's not going to admit an L. Donald Trump is like, he's incapable of admitting a loss. Find me a fucking clip of Donald Trump saying he lost at some shit. Find me one fucking clip of Donald Trump saying he lost some shit. He does not take L's because he has this facade. This image of who he thinks he is and what he wants people to think of him as. He's a shitty manager that walks around telling everybody that the reason that the business is as good as it is because of him, while every person at that place of business knows that it's because of them, not because of him. He's not letting that dude come back. If that dude comes back, it's going to be an absolute media fucking circus. It's going to be insane how many people are trying to bring that dude on. There's going to be 60-minute episodes. He's going to be on fucking alternative media. He's going to be on mainstream. He's going to be on CNN. He's going to be everywhere but Fox fucking News, okay? Absolutely not even a 1% chance that dude is coming back. And that's really fucking sad, though. That is really fucking sad. Might be a little off topic just right here, but what's your opinion on Zelensky in Ukraine? I have a whole podcast I did with a lady who was over in Ukraine. We disarmed Ukraine in 1994, forced them to give their nuclear weapons to Russia. In return, we said that we would defend them. If America does not stand up for Ukraine, America is walking back on a deal that we made, and anytime that you walk back on deals that you made, you look bad and you are not doing a good job. So, I mean, there's the humanitarian issue, obviously, of defending a smaller country against a larger invader. I'm all for that, but I mean, I prefer to go to what is the logical portion of that argument, and that argument is we asked them to denuclearize. They did denuclearize. We offered them protections to do so, and then when Russia invaded them, we held up our part of that deal, and now we're saying we're not going to do it unless we get given, their minerals now, and we might not even do it then. So as far as that goes, Trump obviously couldn't fucking handle the peace negotiations in 24 hours because he's full of shit. We all know he's full of shit. But Donald Trump's getting he's a patsy. He's a patsy for Putin, whether he knows it or not. I'll be best faith there and say that Donald Trump might think that he has the best of Vladimir Putin, but he 100% has no fucking idea what's going on. We should be protecting Ukraine. We told them to denuclearize. We gave them the assurances that they could do so and that they would be safe and we would protect them. And we are failing at that now. And that fucking hurts my heart. Let's see. We should find out how many people Cohn infected, as well as Roger Stone with his cuckboy with black and brown women. I grew up in the latter era and know people. Yeah, no, 100%. Like I said, you guys know how I am. You guys know that there is a clear path from Joseph fucking McCarthy, the Red Scare, to Roy Cohn, to Donald Trump, to Roger Stone. Roy Cohn met Donald Trump while Donald Trump was trying to get a building built. Donald Trump's family was considered new money, and they're considered dirty money. There are people that none of the old money want anything to do with. So to give you an idea why Trump acts the way he does, is because he has a chip on his shoulder, because he was never allowed into the Billionaires Boys Club. No one wanted him. They didn't like his family. They thought they were weird. In fact, if you want to be honest, they were treated like fucking immigrants. In fucking some kind of hyper-ironic fucking world that we live in right now, Donald Trump's family were treated like immigrants you know, like, you're not from around here. We don't want you in our club. And at the time he was trying to build this building, he met Roy Cohn. Roy Cohn, who had a chip on his shoulder from the Army trials, where Joseph McCarthy was exposed as being a hypocrite, exposed as being a liar, exposed as being a person that was hurting his own country and doing so for his own benefit. Roy Cohn was a part of those trials, and all the authority and power that Roy Cohn had during that time went away when Joseph McCarthy was exposed. So Roy Cohn, chip on his shoulder, meets Donald Trump, chip on his shoulder, and somehow gets a building that at that time cement was heavily monitored by the mafia in New York. Somehow gets this building built out of this cement, right? Then Roy Cohn, of course, goes on to mentor Roger Stone, who becomes Donald Trump's personal lawyer, one of them. The ties between these people, they're thick. It's not like this this transparent string between them. It's this very opaque, very thick connection between him and Cohn and McCarthy. I saw somebody the other day say that McCarthy would have went after Trump for his connections to Putin. You clearly don't understand what McCarthy was doing if you think that that's true. McCarthy and Donald Trump would 100% be best fucking friends. Absolutely insane. I own guns too. Yeah. I own guns as well. All right, let's watch this video. Let's get on down here. Wasn't Stone in one of the Batman movies? Yeah, he was the Penguin, wasn't he? All right, here you go. Let's get down here. I clicked the buttons. I didn't push the wrong button. All right, let's watch this pro-Trump counter-protester get shut down at this anti-Trump protest. This is really American, is the video. What up, Kelly?
All right, y'all. This is a great video that I...
Hold on. I always get like 2 seconds in these videos that I have something to say, right? Does that man just walking around yelling Trump? This is what I'm saying. I can't take these fucking people seriously. Are you really literally walking around yelling Trump? God damn it, man. We are going down fast.
All right, y'all. This is a great video that I want to show you of the single minority Trump supporter, pro-Trump counter-protester at the massive 50-51 protests that are happening around the country today. And in this clip, he gets absolutely shut down by everyone at this protest because he just thinks, because you know, all these other people are protesting Donald Trump, then he's a Trump supporter, that obviously it's about him, and so he has to go in and try to fight some of these people that are
this dude does not look like he should be fighting anybody. Look, budget Dana White needs to calm the fuck down. All right, I know you got a big watch and that's making you feel tough. Also, he's probably surrounded by a bunch of liberal hippies, so he's like, hell yeah, I'm bald, I'm white, and I'm wearing a flag for a shirt. Also, them glasses though. What is this fucking shit that we're dealing with, dude? What is this world? What is this timeline that we are dealing with right now? Holy fuck. Like, why would you fight people for another dude? Like, I mean, that's like my first fucking question, right? Like, I'd fight somebody for my wife. I'd fight somebody for my friends. I'd fight somebody for somebody like getting bullied or getting fucked with. But I ain't fighting nobody for fucking a president. Like, I'm not going around like somebody's like actually Joe Biden, he's Genocide Joe. I'm not like fucking, what's up? You want some, brother? I'm not like somebody's like, Kamala was a commie. And I'm like, you want to get knocked the fuck out? Like, it's such a weird goddamn thing to do. Go around defending the honor of Donald Trump. Like, that man don't even know who you are. I said in that video, I said, if he stepped in you, he wouldn't wipe you off his shoe. He wouldn't even notice you were there, dog. Like, this is like, it's crazy to fucking be going around being like, I defend Trump's honor. You're a fucking weirdo.
Clearly outnumber him. And trust me, you don't want to miss how this ends because it is utterly humiliating for him. Nobody gets hurt, thankfully. But before I even think about giving him the time of day that he was so desperately seeking there, the attention, right? I do want to talk briefly about these protests, what they are, give some information, and show the actual real Americans who are fighting back against Donald Trump, fascism, fighting for due process, right? And the brave and patriotic way that they are going out and protesting peacefully, unlike this gentleman. So if you've been on social media at all today, you've probably seen the 5051 hashtag going around. Interesting tidbit about that I'll get to in a second. They are trying to suppress these protests, actually, Musk and Trump. Shit. But it is called 5051. That is spelled out. 5050.1 is the website, and it's called that because there are 50 protests in 50 states, and it is one movement. These were people behind some of the other protests, right, like back in February.
It's like the opposite of a Hawaiian shirt.
They also have one coming up in May. Today, though, is National Day of Action. And so you can go to their website. They actually have a map that I'll put up here in a second. There's this interactive map on their website. You can actually zoom in and see where there are protests going on near you. However, if you can't make it to one of these protests, there are also ways to engage online, like dropping a like on this video, subscribing to the Really American channel to join our resistance and watch the coverage we will have of this going on throughout the day, as well as interacting with any posts that you see on social media that have the hashtags National Day of Action, as well as the hashtags Build the Movement, Build the Resistance, something like that, 5051 movement, and hashtag hands off. And the reason I'm saying that, folks, is because first, before we get into the protests themselves and then that MAGA man getting absolutely shut down, I want to bring this to your attention really quickly, courtesy of one of my internet heroes, MAGA Colt Slayer, saying and showing that Elon Musk claims that hashtags are outdated, yet only hashtag 5051 you can...
Fucking Elon, dude. Oh my God. He's like, yeah, they're like, hey, Elon, turns out this hashtag 5051 hashtag, it's not working. He's like, yeah, we're not using hashtags anymore. What? Like, all these other hashtags seem to be working. Elon, he's like, nah. Hashtags. That's old shit. We ain't doing hashtags anymore. Like, we've moved on from hashtags. What about all the other ones that are working? Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. Make comedy legal again. That's probably, like, that's what he should do. Just like all the fucking time now. Like, I think Donald Trump, every time he does some dumb shit, should just go, art of the deal. Like, okay, look, if this shit's going to be bad, if we're going to have to go through all this bullshit, okay, in America right now and all the craziness, I'm going to need a couple things from these people, okay? I'm going to need Donald Trump every time that the stock market goes down. I need him to come out and be like, stock market went out again today. Art of the deal. He's like, I flinched and China won and they're going to get the best trade agreement they've ever seen in their lives because my tariffs were a terrible idea. Art of the deal. And then the other side of it is I need Elon Musk every time that he does some dumb shit. I need him to say, make comedy legal again. Like that. I need, those are the two things. That's all I'm asking for. It shouldn't be much to ask for nowadays.
Can see considering here, how crazy I cannot click on that hashtag like many of the other hashtags used to coordinate nationwide protests against Trump, and Doge has been stripped of its hyperlink on X. Twitter. This isn't a design update, it's a deliberate suppression. Today we fight back, join the movement using the hashtags down below. And I have that MAGA man getting metaphorically bodied right on the other side of this. But folks, I want to at least put out some positivity first here today. Look at all these places where things are happening. Right now you have protesters gathered in front of the White House, which is where this incident that we'll see in a second happened. Yeah. Footage here. That's actually the guy himself.
Unfortunately, we on the wrong side for that shit.
That's funny. You also have people going in downtown Cincinnati,
I'm fucking about to wish my ass over there
for the Hands Off 5051 rally. Where else do we have them? Independence Hall in Philly. As an Eagles fan, they're going for it's actually no Kings Day too. As an Eagles fan, this just brings absolute warmth to my heart. This one's also in Columbus, Ohio. Good. Let's tag JD Vance in these, right? Remember when he dropped the trophy the other day? And then you got my home state of Trenton, New Jersey, which is love to see that, as well as
JD Vance dropping the college football championship says so much about this country. Okay, fumbling the trophy. Okay, that's like, it's a metaphor for America. It's like we were about to win, and then JD Vance got his hands on the ball and fumbled that shit, just right in front of everybody. Just it's like a metaphor for our country. We got the championship trophy in our hands. We gave it to JD Vance and Donald Trump, and they dropped it and they broke it.
tons in New York. This one in Buffalo here, tons of people lined up. Look at that, in the inclement weather as well. And then there's a bunch in Manhattan as well. Okay, but now let's get into this. I want to show you guys, this guy just randomly shows up to these protests, starts screaming Trump, and then look at, wait till the end of this clip and just I don't want to spoil it. Let's jump in right here.
So you're safe. Congrats. Yeah, Signalgate was bad, dude. It was bad. Trump! Yeah, cowbell lady!
Nazi fuck!
Nazi fuck?
Jack somebody. Who said that?
Excuse me? I'm gonna jack somebody who come into a protest and start...
Hold on. This guy doesn't even, like... It's like when an old person tries to use, like, hip lingo. It's like when I tell my kids, I'm like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna go over there and, you know, that straight up skibbity toilet. And my kids are like, don't do that. Like, can't even try it on. Like, just drop that shit was Ohio. No, not cool. Okay, all right, I'll stop. He said, I'm gonna jack somebody. Fucking in his little fucking America shirt, all tight and shit. Fucking little penis head popping out the top. He's like, I'm gonna jack somebody. What are you gonna beat up the old lady with the cowbell, brother? Who are you gonna, like, who are you fighting at the Rainbow Gathering? Like, dude, you better calm the fuck down. You have a heart attack with that fat ass. Dog, you can get a fucking sausage lodged in your throat. That man probably has sausages lodged in his throat on a nightly basis. And that's what makes these people so mad. He doesn't understand. If that was something that he wanted to do, he just comes over here and we're like, yeah, dude, that's cool. Whatever. High five, Rainbow Coalition. You know what I'm fucking saying? Good on you, brother. Also, we'll hook you up with some dudes. We know y'all be on Grindr, you know? Like, there's a lot of dudes out there looking for probably a guy that looks just like you, but wearing a Hawaiian shirt instead of an American flag shirt. You know what I'm saying? That's why they're mad. Like, you know, they don't want to come out the closet. They're scared. So instead, they go to these protests and they try to fight old ladies with cowbells. Like, bro, that doesn't make you hard. Like, calm down.
Yelling Trump at an anti-Trump protest and you're pissed? You're going to jack somebody? It gets worse.
Look at this guy. Dude, are you wearing khakis? Hold on. He's wearing some khakis with a big watch and an American flag fucking button up. Bro, you didn't even come fucking dressed to fight. Oh, Jesus Christ. First person, you know what they should do to this motherfucker? Somebody with a drink should just throw that shit on his pants. Like, that ends it right there, right? This motherfucker walks up all hard and he's like, oh, yeah, fucking grooming our children, bro. You grooming our children. And you just take your fucking grape Kool-Aid and just throw that shit right on his fucking pants and watch him just freak the fuck out. He's like, I can't believe they did this to me. Calls the cops on it. That dude calls the cops. You know he calls it. He probably is a cop. Why are you walking all hard through, like, you're not even saying anything? He's just walking hard. Walking hard. What the? Dude, he got hard in front of the cop. No, he didn't. Oh, shit, dude. He looks like he's 4'6". Oh no! Oh Oh no! Oh no! Oh fuck! And Gimli straight up walked in front of the cop. He had to tilt his neck back to see that man to even talk to him. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, fuck, that's good. Oh, I need a moment. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Damn. Like, you can't, like, this shit is comedy. Short Maggot King. Short Maggot King. My dad, stop. I need a moment. No comments. No comments for like 5 seconds. Let me get back in. We're gonna watch that one more time though. We gotta see that one more time. Holy shit, that was amazing. Oh fuck. Okay. Okay. Alright, we're back. Oh, alright. We gotta watch that one more time. Oh, it's fucking amazing. Linda, what's happening, Linda? Look at this shit. The dude's like, what is going on? Why? You gotta be a protester to see the White House? It sounded like he was asking for directions. Did he say, is there gonna be a protest here? Oh, fuck. Oh, dude. This dude got loked up for nothing. He got all, like, just hype. What do you say? He said, I'm gonna go jack somebody up. He said he was gonna jack somebody up. And then he walked up and asked for directions. Oh, shit. Oh, that is amazing. Oh, this dude made my day. He's as tall as the car. Oh, God. Oh, dude. The cop doesn't even pay attention to him. The cop's just like, anyways, back to my phone. Oh, fuck. Okay, one more time. I gotta see a shit one more
clearly
time.
this guy has
No, one more time. Hold on, Kenny. Oh, fuck.
You gotta be a protester to see the White House?
Yeah, clearly this guy has the intelligence of a Trump voter here, right? He tracks down this guy. I guess this guy said something. I didn't hear it or whatever. And then he...
Oh, is that what he's doing? But, like, there's no confrontation. He, like, kind of... Did he not notice the police officer stand there till, like, the last second? Was he about to jack him up, and then he turned around and was like, oh, shit, the police, bro! Oh, my God. Oh, fuck. Napoleon complex? Yeah. Dude. Is there even a description for what this man is dealing with right now? Oh, he kind of looks like that dude off that, The Shield, right? I'm not saying all bald white people look the same. All right, guys. All right, I'm not saying all bald white people look the same. All right. But doesn't he look like that dude off The Shield? Was it The Shield or NY Blue or some shit like that? One of those? $10. Thank you, 5 Alarm. Our mega store in our mall in Alabama closed because everything in there was made in China and the tariffs made it unaffordable. No. No. Of course that's in Alabama. Oh, shit, son. Oh, this is a gold stream today, guys. We got Nana to join the army. We got 4'0" fucking NYPD Blue walking around trying to start fights with photographers and then not trying to start a fight with a photographer. Who also, I'm sorry, but that dude probably would mop him up, dude. I'm pretty sure the lady with the cowbell would mop this dude up. Oh, fuck. The shield? Was that though? Was it the shield? Oh. Oh, fuck. I am dying right now. Oh, I was not expecting this video to be this good. Oh, Christ. This is what we do it for, guys. This is what we do it for. Oh, Christ.
And he, Macho Man, walks over, tries to track this guy down, looking for a fight in front of the White House, in front of a fucking cop car. And then he's like, oh, well, I guess you have to be a protester to see. Like, dude, what are you doing? And it gets worse. He just keeps going. He tracks through the crowd. He says some stuff here where he's just like throwing around some nonsense. Oh, look at this. Here we go.
Freedom! We're all free! He said freedom! Okay! Calm down, William Wallace! Fucking... Dog, there's just times where you just fucking walk away, bro! Just go home! Dude, just get on your fucking forums with your other MAGA people and be like, I just own some blue-haired liberals down at the protest, brother! Hell yeah, I walk through there all hard, not a goddamn one would look at me. You guys know how I roll. You guys know I'll fuck one up if I have to. He said, freedom! Okay, Braveheart. Oh, fuck. Oh, Christ, this is giving Mel Gibson. Oh, yeah, we need to get him some weed. That's a good call. Oh, man. That's a good call. We need to get this guy a pin. Let's get him a pin, guys.
Stuff
oh,
here
shit.
just
somebody
like
mail him a pin, dude.
Nonsense. Oh, look at this. Here we go.
Is he talking to that kid? We're all free.
We're all free. To protest how we see fit.
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
God bless America.
God bless you.
God bless America.
We're all free. We're all free. While people,
I don't think anybody even knows what the fuck. Are you counter protesting? Because most of the people there are just like, I guess this guy's here with us. He doesn't have a cowbell. Okay, that's weird. But you know, he's got a good message. They're like, thanks for pointing it out. Oh, fuck, this is great.
People get sent to an El Salvadorian hellscape concentration camp with no due process. But no, this guy says, you're free. You're free to protest how you want. Hell, he's free to protest.
Has Robbie got a new
I'm
one?
the one here fighting for your right to come to this protest and counter-protest. And you don't see the irony? Get this. Here's the end of the clip. He says some dumb stuff. He goes through, he makes more noise. But here's where it gets really embarrassing, okay? And I'll link to the full clip down below if you guys really want to watch this.
Like people there with their kids and shit.
That guy looked like James Gandolfini a little bit. Anyway, so he goes up to the gate, and here's where, okay. So now he's walking back, right? Where's he walking back to? Who is he walking back to? Who could this gentleman, sorry, excuse me.
He's going for cowbell lady.
Be coming to this protest with? Right? Get this. You're not gonna, I mean, maybe you will believe this, and I feel so bad for these people. But check this out.
Hold on.
These are the last 26.
I bet you this lady's got bigger biceps than him. This is the lady he don't want to fuck with right now. Look at that. She at least 6 inches taller than he is. If this lady right here turns and just wails a fucking hook on his dome, he goes down and he's out for like 3.5 minutes, all right? Like, there is no chance that this man wins any fight in this fucking building. Freedom!
6 seconds. And he actually gets confronted about Kilmar Garcia here. Check this out.
Give me a minute. He's not a citizen.
He still gets due process.
He's El Salvador. He came here illegally. What is wrong with you people?
Like, she literally just has a sign that says due process for all. You can't even really argue with that. That's just like, that's legit normal. Oh. What is that his wife? Is she like, let's just go home, honey. Let's go home, honey. Let's go home, honey.
That man showed up there with his wife and...
No, dog. Oh, my dude. Oh, fuck me. Oh, Christ. They were like driving past. They were walking past, and he's like, hold on, honey, I have to go deal with this. Bro, why? Oh, shit. Even his kid was like, come on, Dad, let's go. You're embarrassing us. Making us look like a skibbity toilet. I want to hear his kid say, Dad, your counter protest was kind of Ohio. That's what I need to hear. Holy shit. What situation do you end up in where your wife and 2 children are hanging out waiting for you while you case the blue-haired liberal protest for people that want to fight? What the fuck? Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, and that man has bread. He's got 2 children, guys. We're cooked. These are the people there. These people they're breeding. It's idiocracy. It's fucking idiocracy. Yeah, the kids just want to go home and play some games. They're like, Dad, I just want to go. Can we go? I'll carry. They're like, Dad, if we go home right now, I swear to God, Dad, if we go home, I'll carry you in Fortnite and you can tell your friends you won. We won't even say that we were there, guys. Okay? Dad, if we go home right now, we will go home and I will carry you in Fortnite and you can tell all of your friends, all your old ass friends, that you won by yourself. Okay? Jesus Christ. It's not real life anymore. What are we doing? Over under 5 years till divorce? I'm going under. Like, what would he have done? Like, how fucking sad is that if that man picked a fight with that dude who was clearly 2.5 feet taller than him, okay? Like, that was practically a fire giant compared to him. And I get it, he's a dwarf, so he wanted, and before you guys fucking cancel me, I'm saying an actual one from Middle Earth, okay? Don't fucking cancel me, guys, all right? Stop it. I'm just saying, maybe he was triggered by the sight of a fire giant. He saw that man with his ginger beard being 2.5 feet taller than him, and he was like, this aggression will not stand. And he had to go find him. He told his wife and his kids, he said, you stay here, you stay safe. I'm going to go find that fire giant, and I am going to vanquish him. All right? And he fucking strapped on with his fucking America t-shirt with +2 to Constitution. Okay? Fucking grabbed his glasses of seeing. Okay? Threw on his khakis of speed. I can't. How embarrassing would that have been if he would have went and got mopped up by that big ginger, and then he would have got arrested, and his family is just sitting there waiting for him to come back. Oh, Jesus. The kid's like, Mom, can we just go home? I just want to play Fortnite. And like, she's like, we have to wait for your father. It's been like 2.5 hours. We don't know where he is. I just want to go home. Fucking phone rings. He's like, I beat up that ginger. I'm in prison. They deported me. Oh my God. What a fucking shit show.
Children to go and harass counter protesters in an American flag shirt. I don't care. You can tell me in the comments if you think he was just walking around or whatever, just walking with his family. You don't show up like that to a counter Trump protest and then go try to fight some guy in front of the cops, in front of the White House.
Nana.
God,
yes.
And then praise the lack of due process for a guy who maybe was undocumented but had a legal wife, has a family who are all American citizens, and now he's getting thrown into a torture chamber. And you brought your family, you sick fuck, The way these pea-brain morons will just cheer themselves into a prison cell like it's 1944 just blows my mind. And now he's got to put his wife and kids in potential danger, right? Just for his ego, just because he needs to feel like...
they're driving home. And she's like, okay, anyway, so let's talk about what we're going to have for dinner. And he's like, yeah, so pretty much I showed those blue-haired liberals. Just so you know, yeah, liberals, they can't fight. I pretty much just own that whole place. She's like, so did you want to do mac and cheese and chicken tendies? I was thinking maybe we could stop at the Whole Foods and maybe get a loaf of bread. Maybe we could get a cake. Would you like a cake? There, little Gimli. Like you seem like your blood sugar is really low right now. He's like, I showed him. That lady, she thought she drove me off with the cowbell. She doesn't know. I can barely hear. Fucking just, what an awkward ride home. These fucking kids in the back. I'm like, Dad, can we play games when we get home? As soon as I get done talking about how I own those libs on the forums, I gotta get on Facebook and make sure people know about how I own those libs, and then maybe I'll have time to play with you children. Jesus Christ, what are these people doing?
Like his dick isn't that small. I really hope that those kids don't end up like him. I hope that they go through like a... R.A. What's on the radio on the ride home? Come on, that dude's so fucking disconnected from reality. He throws on Rage Against the Machine. He's like, fucking, that's right, kids. I don't know if you know this song. This is Rage Against the Machine. They hate liberals. Fucking yeah, play my Rage Against the Machine cassette. Fast forward it. No, fast forward it a little more. God damn it, why are you so bad at this? We're gonna get some cake. Your blood sugar is obviously low. Oh, God. Liberal transformation where they're like, oh, my God, my dad's an asshole. Maybe I should be different. Maybe I should end the cycle.
I need to hear this guy say, not this guy, I need to hear Gimli say, they need to respect my authority. Those blue-haired, goddamn hippies need to respect my authority. God damn it, Kyle!
And that's what we need to do as a country as well. And that's what we're trying to do here at Really American. Because, corporate media is not going to show you all of this crap. This guy going to the counter protest. How they're barely even covering the protests themselves. So, if this is something you care about, if democracy and fighting Donald Trump's regime is something you care about, then by all means, please drop a like, subscribe. Thank you to all of you who have helped us reach 500.
Oh, dude, here, because I don't watch very Really American videos, so here, let me put Really American in the chat. That shit was hilarious. Damn, this video is gold. Share this video with your friends, guys. Share this video with your friends. I get my kid to listen to Rage Against the Machine all the time. It's very, very important that the kids come up with the right values, okay? Look, if you don't let your kids listen to Rage Against the Machine when they're young, they turn into that dickhead, okay? Just letting you guys know that, okay? Your kids should be listening to The Offspring. They should be listening to R.A. the Rugged Man. Well, maybe not your kids. Maybe your teenagers, R.A. the Rugged Man, okay? They should be listening to Rage, okay? There are specific musicians that need to be heard at an age where you can understand what it means to say, fuck the man, okay? Fuck billionaires. That very important in their growth. This is parenting advice, okay? I don't give financial advice. I don't give medical advice, but I do give parenting advice, and I feel as though a great thing to do for you and your children is to introduce them to Rage Against the Machine at a very early age. Oh, fuck. God, that is probably the most amazing video I have seen in quite a while. I gotta take a moment. I'm sorry, guys. You guys gotta give me a second. Stop pressuring me. I can feel the pressure. So much responsibility. Oh, roll up, Manny. Roll up. Enjoy, my friend. I'm currently hydrating, but we're gonna be there. We're gonna be there soon. We're going upstairs. We're going to have some tequila and some water. We're going to listen to Diane do some music. Hopefully she's still going when I get up there. She usually is. Just so you guys know, when this stream ends, you should head over to Diane Russell's and listen to Diane play music. Usually Diane, as well, is imbibing by this time. It's a great time. It's a fun time. Maybe we can get her to play some Rage Against the Machine. Are there any 21st century suffragettes in the chat right now? If there is, I want you guys to head over to Diane's channel and prep her. We want to hear some Rage Against the Machine, okay? I don't know if 5 Eggs is going to have to make that happen, but you guys make that happen. You guys figure that out. All right, we're going to watch. How much time do we have left? Oh, yeah, we got enough time to watch Kyle. We can watch Kyle. Fucking Kyle. God damn it, Kyle. Fucking goddamn get it. That's where we're at right now. That's where we're at right now. God, I need to hear that guy say respect my authority so bad. Kyle pops into... the funniest thing is Kyle is named Kyle. And then he uses South Park voices all the time. When he does the bro and stuff. Bro, the bro thing. He totally goes into South Park mode. It cracks me up. All right, let's hear what he has to say about Bill.
And he's given us banger after banger after banger. So I guess this was on his Monday morning podcast here. And he really breaks this down in a way that Democratic politicians need to take notes, bro. Democratic politicians need to take notes and realize this is how it's done.
Yeah, see, I'm not saying that Bill Burr should be a politician. Like, I'm not one of those people that's like, yeah, like anybody I like should be a politician. I'm saying that Bill Burr should probably consult for politicians. Because Bill Burr is spot on a lot of the fucking time. He's got his bad takes. Everybody does. I definitely have some bad takes. But if you wanted somebody that could teach you how to have a fucking backbone and still be like a caring human being, it'd be somebody like Bill Burr. Obviously, George Carlin, if George Carlin was still alive, that'd be my number one choice. But George, bless his heart, not with us. We're going to have to go with Bill. I think Bill's our only chance.
So the MAGA narrative, the Republican narrative, is that, yeah, this country's fucked up. Yeah, you're hurting. I feel your pain, but let me tell you what the problem is. The problem are the immigrants and the trans people. That's who's causing the problem. And so, put us in power. Crazy. We will crack down on the trans people and the immigrants, and then your life will flourish. It's the fucking people
that make up
this
1%
is the core of their argument
society,
on the right,
not the billionaires.
And
well, actually, I guess
for
they
my
make
whole
up
life,
1%.
the Democrats
I guess they have their
haven't
own
really
argument.
offered a counter narrative, a counter story. They haven't said what they have said. I should say is look, things are pretty good. They're good, so don't complain too much. Things are good. Things are good. But I promise you, we will do some awesome tweaks around the edges to slightly improve your life. And look, any Democrat in office is going to act way more rational than any Republican in the year 2025. But that story wasn't compelling enough for the public.
No, because people are they're jaded.
The actual counter story that needs to be told is exactly what Bill Burr says here. Let's get it.
By the way, I know everyone was freaking out about all that tariff stuff and all of that, and what it was doing to the stock market, and then everybody jumped in, and it looked like just this big manipulation of the market.
Yeah, that's what it was.
So that rich people could get even richer.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And then, poor people could still chant USA, USA at a UFC event. I literally do not understand what's going on. First of all, I might be wrong on this. This whole idea that other countries stole our jobs, like our factory jobs and all that, as far as I remember, that's not the case. Here's a little quick history from someone who doesn't read a lot. In the 1800s, during the, what was that period called? The Industrial Revolution. They had kids working in factories, fucking 12, 14-hour days, 4 or 5-year-old kids in dangerous situations. And people weren't making any money. And the one guy who owned the factory was keeping all the money. These robber barons, who all should be in fucking jail. But politicians don't make any money, and they just throw them money, so they are on the legal side of stealing. No one's ever gone to jail for being a robber baron. Anyway, so the working man finally has enough. They start organizing unions. The robber barons hire police, the army, all of these people to come in and kill these people in riots, crack their skulls, do unbelievable sorts of damage to them to try and force them to go back to work for sweatshop wages. These people died, were maimed, catastrophic fucking injuries, so that we could have a decent wage in this country, and they had unions and all of that. So then there was like a 40, 50-year period where being a middle-class person, middle-class white person, was the dream. You know, because there was still racism, classism, and all of that shit, right? Well, middle class is a class. You know, there's still racism, okay? And then what happened was eventually these corporations just got sick of dealing with these unions and their hard-nosed negotiating and all that. And then they just said, well, fuck you then. You know, keep your union, keep your factory. We're leaving. And they took their factories outside of the U.S. and went back to 1800 wages in Mexico, China, wherever the hell they're building them. So then what happened was once people realized that that was happening, there was this pushback. This is how it happened during my lifetime. People were like, what the fuck? You should be making those things here. And then what the corporate guy said was, well, you know, we would make sneakers here, but if to pay the American worker and everything, the sneakers would then, instead of costing $50, they'd now cost $700. And I was always thinking, why? It would cost $700. I can't afford that. And what it really was they weren't going to lose the profit of sweatshop labor. So if they came back to America, we weren't going to work for that. So, and they weren't going to lose the profit of sweatshop labor, so they were going to pass it on to the consumer. That's what the fuck happened. So all of this talk that, you know, Mexico stole our jobs, China stole our jobs, they didn't steal the jobs. They were exploited by the super rich cunts that are not patriots in this country. They're not. They're pieces of shit. So that's what the fuck happened. So, and then here we are all of these years later, in an effort to get, you know, this labor to come back, we're somehow trying to punish these other countries who've been suffering with sweatshop labor from a handful of super rich people from this country that fucked everyone in this country and every other country that they went to around the world, making America look bad. But what do? They divide us. They have the American worker who's getting fucked, mad at the whatever other worker around the world who's also getting fucked, actually getting fucked worse, getting sweatshop slave wages. So I really believe that was happening. And I don't understand what that whole fucking thing was. But all I know is, once again, the market tanked and a bunch of rich people, right before they turned it back on again, went in and made a ridiculous amount of money. And they're all high-fiving with each other.
$2.5 billion.
And I don't know, this guy.
Fantradad, thank you for the 99 cents. What up, fan? What's going on? Yeah, this is something that I think people have been saying a little bit lately. And it's something that people should be aware of, is that Vietnamese didn't steal your jobs. Chinese people didn't steal your jobs. Greedy corporations doubled down on suffering. They could have offered you cheaper products for cheaper prices. They're getting them made for fucking nothing. But they don't. And even worse, like I said, they're getting them made for nothing. Because they're not even paying those people money. They're paying them fucking pennies on the dollar. It's what makes me the angriest about what's going on right now. Is there has never in my lifetime been a moment like this where America's lack of self-awareness and greed has ever been this apparent. Just right on the face. No shame, no embarrassment, no fucks. Just me. It's all that's important. It is fucking insane to watch. And we are on the cusp of potentially a time where the everyday working person, not just in America, but around the world, could benefit from advancements in technology that lead us to a place where you work 3 or 4 days a week and get more time with your family. Where advancements in technology and the enrichment of society through wealth and resources lead to every person having access to a home and to food and the potential for happiness. And instead of embracing this idea where we all work together and make this happen, somehow these rich motherfuckers have convinced the dumbest fucking people in our society to shit on the people that would bring about this change. It's fucking insane. You don't need to hate the people in the sweatshops. You should feel empathy for them. You don't need to hate the single mother that doesn't have money for daycare, so she can't get a job, so she's on food stamps. You should want her to be happy and healthy and her kids to come up because they're going to be part of your society one day. There has never been a more mask-off moment in my lifetime for America than right now. It's like we have to be number one. But when I say we, I mean just like as an individual. I mean, every American thinks the most important thing is to be number one, and everybody else has to be number two. Like, that's fucking insane. We don't need that. It's not a zero-sum game. You don't have to own everything, and nobody else gets to win. It's not necessary. It doesn't. There is no reward for winning. You don't get anything. You die just like I do. You get cancer. You have a fucking stroke. You get heart disease. There is no winning. We all go in the same fucking box. It's what you do while you're here that matters. It's not how you finish. Jesus Christ. That's fucking crazy. Oh, you're gonna go see Manny? You're gonna go see Crystal and Kyle? Kyle. I can't help but say Kyle all the time. You gonna go see him? Send him my way, Manny. Tell him to watch my show. Tell Crystal and Kyle to watch my show. Once again, thank you for the 99 cents. Fan. Somebody went and saw Seven Dust. I think my wife went and saw Seven Dust at one point. Yeah, corporations don't have patriotism silent. They're not people. I don't give a fuck what Citizens United said. Corporations do not represent people. They represent shareholders, and those motherfuckers aren't human beings. Just a heads up. Let's see. Fans late to the party. That's okay. You came in hot. The experiment here is cracking and crumbling through more than the usual. Yeah, exactly. People are making it less of a survival thing and more of a twisted Hunger Games type shit. 100%, Manny. People want to be entertained. They see that this shit is going down to a bad place, and instead of fucking doing something about it and trying to fix it, they want to watch the person next to them. And this is like, let me say it this way. Let me give you an analogy. It's that old analogy of you bring someone who's fatter and more out of shape with you into the woods, because when you both run from the bear, that person's going to fall down and the bear's going to eat them. That's how everybody is acting right now. Everybody is acting like there is a fucking bear chasing them, and the fucking mom with 2 children should be sacrificed. That is fucking crazy, man. It's so sad. This is not what I want my children to grow up in. It's not what I want your children to grow up in. Because at the end of the day, fucking a mom and 2 children are running the woods with me, and there's a bear fucking chasing us. I'm stopping. Like, fucking keep running. Like, there's got to be a line for you morally where you say, that's too far. I can't live with myself knowing I did something like that. If you don't have that, I mean, is there hope for society? That's the question, right? Is if the people in power don't have that empathetic structure where they say to themselves, I'm willing to do X to become successful, but I will not cross this line. Because if you get to that point and there's no line, and that's Donald Trump for you, right? Somebody said the other day, and you should check this before repeating it or saying it's true. But somebody said that Donald Trump was asked something. It was like climate change, or maybe it's something to do with the economy or something like that. And he said, I don't care. I would be dead by then. What? You know? Like, you have kids. You have a family. You have friends. Well, maybe not. Maybe he doesn't have any friends. You don't care about, like, this is the 3-body problem, right? This is, if you haven't seen that series or read the book, you should read the book or watch the TV series, the 3-body problem. If something is going to happen that is going to harm people, but you will not be around to experience it, do you have a moral responsibility to do something about it? And some of us believe that answer is yes. And then some of us will go out and get shit-faced and, die in 10 years of liver failure. And some of us will go out and do evil shit because they know the end is coming. So why not? And it feels like right now that the people that are in charge are those last people. People that when they see that their life is about to end, that climate change might bring upon us catastrophe, that they're like, fuck it, well, let's go full bore. Let's waste, all of the potential of humanity. Let's just fuck it. We won't be here anyways. That's what it feels like right now. Fendrida, thank you for the $2. America, land of the stupid, home of the ignorant. And it has become that. And that's really fucking sad, man. That's really sad. Let's finish this video. Let's not listen to me up here just ranting. Manny, you going to bed? Night, Manny. Thanks for being here, Manny. Appreciate you. If you see Kyle, send him my way.
Guy told me something a long time ago. He says, when you watch the stock market and they go like, up $2 billion was lost today. He's like, money isn't lost. Like, where did it go?
Share that in Discord.
That's just how they frame it. It isn't lost. It changes hands. All right, that's enough. That's just how they frame it. It isn't lost. It changes hands. All right, that's enough of that shit.
Wow. So what he's basically saying there is, all this talk about blame Mexico, blame China, the world is screwing us. This is what Trump thinks and what Trump says. That's totally bogus. None of that is true. What really happened is the billionaires, the robber barons, and the multinational corporations, at the time they weren't multinational, they were just corporations. They became multinational corporations because they decided, hey, instead of paying an American worker a decent wage and dealing with these unions who are annoying the shit out of us, let's lobby the government to make it legal to allow us to send these jobs overseas. And then we could pay the sweatshop wages and we can import really cheap consumer goods into this country.
It wasn't for you, it was for them.
The collateral damage is the American middle class got totally hollowed out. There is no manufacturing base in America anymore. So you have all this despair in this country, all this poverty in this country, all this extreme income and wealth inequality in this country, and a demagogue like Trump comes along, and instead of calling out the villains who are the real villains, the billionaires, the robber barons, the multinational corporations that orchestrated this system for their own benefit and to screw the American workers, he says, no, it's China. Blame China. Blame China. It's not their fault. They didn't do anything wrong. Mexico didn't do anything wrong. None of these people did anything wrong. It was all
xenophobia.
A chase for profit. It was all a hunt for profit. And we don't care about the roadkill, the collateral damage, the innocent people whose lives have been destroyed. Right? And the other thing is, they're not even going to bring back manufacturing jobs. The idea that Trump said, these tariffs will bring back American manufacturing, that 100% is not going to happen.
Was I talking to you guys about this last night? I'm going to talk about it again in case people miss this. In America, we have a trade deficit when it comes to industrial goods, right? Our exports versus imports, which doesn't matter. To be honest with you, it's a stupid argument in the first place. But there is something that should be said about that there is a trade deficit, right? Because something that's really important is that though we have a deficit in like goods, consumer goods, we have surpluses in what what's called services. That's like financial stuff, banking, insurance, things like Netflix, streaming services. So we export more services than anybody else in the world. We're the number one economy in the world for a reason. We're the number one market in the world for a reason. One of the things that's really crazy about Trump saying he wants to bring manufacturing back to America is it's ass backwards. If you go into a auto manufacturing plant today, you're not going to find tons of people working. You're going to find lots of robots on lines with a couple people operating them and keeping to make sure that they're good to go. There was a long time ago, there was the joke, right? The truck drivers, when Andrew Yang was running for president, he said, hey, we're going to have this problem where robots are going to be driving the trucks. And then we're going to have like one gentleman in a room with monitors that when one encounters an issue, he links in and drives the vehicle so that way it can get through like traffic or something like that. So like a lot of these trucks struggle or these cars struggle in massive amounts of traffic. So once it got to San Francisco, the person would link in and then drive the truck to its destination. When he said that, he said, this is a big problem. We have to realize that, coal mining is practically done. It's almost gone. Like we don't need people down in coal mines, losing their health. We don't need truck drivers driving trucks. And he said, so this is really important. This is why he thought that we should have UBI. And at that time, a lot of people obviously shut on that, but somebody made a joke, or I don't remember if it was a joke or if it's somebody being sarcastic or if it was something that somebody genuinely said. I can't remember. But they said, learn to code. And it became this meme, right? People were like, learn to code, But it's actually right. It's actually true. Because the idea of learn to code doesn't make sense for, say, a truck driver that's been driving for the last 30 years. He's not going to change his whole lifestyle and learn to code. But we should be influencing all the younger people that are coming up to work within the services, because that's where the world is going. I mean, if it doesn't burn down first, okay, all right. If there's a chance, if the country burns down, none of this will matter. maybe that's the point. But young people should be being better influenced into jobs that are going to exist rather than holding on to this idea of what America used to be, right? Like anybody that's ever been in a business, and this is really ironic, being that Donald Trump thinks he's a really good businessman, knows that there's a time where you pivot. There's a time where you look at your sales, you look at products within your business, and you say to yourself, man, these products got us here, but it seems like there's a real change in our consumership, and we need to follow along the fad, whatever new fad it is. And so you pivot and you go with it. Well, right now the country is at that point. It's really strange that the President of the United States, his vice president, and all of his consultants seem fixated on selling to the American people that they're going to bring back industry when the plans that they are currently putting forth to make this happen don't even make sense. You can't tariff on, tariff off to get people to build businesses within the United States of America. If you really wanted people to build businesses within the United States of America, you would put tariffs on other countries and you would just leave them on. You just say, that's it. Then you would invest in infrastructure within the country. You would build plants. You bring back jobs. You get people educated in those disciplines, and then you would build from there, right? But we're past that. It's not a time for America to relearn how to build cars. It's not a time for America to relearn the steel and aluminum industry. Instead, it's a time for America to focus on what it is doing the best in the world right now, and that is to continue working within the services and building that. And I think what it comes down to is they want you working. They don't want you thinking. They don't want you idle. They don't want you enjoying the time you have, because when you do, you start looking around and going, well, that's weird that all these billionaires have all these things, and here I am, I can barely afford to eat. It seems to me that they're bringing back industry, which, once again, is probably going to be a failure. But they want to bring back industry because they want to keep you distracted. Because it makes no goddamn sense to pivot to industry when services are what we do best. To me, I want to continue to talk about that, as I think that there's something much bigger going on than tariffs bringing back industry to America. I don't think that that is what they're trying to do. I think that the Curtis Yarvin plan is there and in effect. I think that Peter Thiel and Palantir, as I want to go over that video soon, their new contracts with the government and how they're sharing their information, and how, if you are afraid of the Patriot Act and the NSA and everything that Edward Snowden exposed, how Palantir's 1,000 times worse. I think there's something that is much bigger going on than we're just tariffing people so that way we can bring back industry to help average everyday Americans.
Because you can't bring back American manufacturing without a little thing called industrial policy, which means what? Not only do you tariff the foreign goods coming in, but you need to spend a massive amount of taxpayer money to prop up the industries that you want to thrive in this country. That's how it works. That's how it works. You can't, free market will take care of it. No, they fucking won't. You think some company's going to decide, here, I'll spend billions of dollars for a 10-year project to make a factory here, to then pay the American workers 40 times what I was paying somebody overseas. And I'm sure that'll be profitable for me in the long run. They're not going to do it. That's why you need the government to be involved. And the most important point here is Trump, even the idea, we're going to bring back textile manufacturing? What?
It doesn't make sense.
No, if you were to try to reinvigorate American manufacturing, it should be high-tech manufacturing jobs, right? Semiconductors, chips, things of that nature. And what did Trump do?
Have you tried turning
there was
it
a
off and
Biden
turning
law
it back on it?
that
Hands off, that's my joke.
Brought chip manufacturing to this country. Trump killed it. He froze the funding. So Biden was creating 115,000 manufacturing jobs. High-paying manufacturing jobs for chips in this country.
More.
Trump killed it. So at the same time he's saying, I'm going to bring back manufacturing, he's killing the actual attempt to bring back manufacturing through industrial policy. That's what's happening. But look, he is 1 trillion % right, Bill Burr is, that the real issue, it was never China, it was never Mexico, trying to do this the foreign boogeyman bit. How many times have we gone through this in our life, right?
Yeah,
the problem is the Soviet Union, the problem is this country, the problem is that country. And it's or this group or that group. It's no, the enemy is in the house, bro. The enemy are the billionaires, the robber barons, the multinational corporations. Bribery has been legalized in this country. They bought the government. They rigged the rules and the laws in their favor, and they screwed over the American working class. And then when we actually got moving the ball in the right direction about 20% with Joe Biden, 800,000 manufacturing jobs coming back because of Joe Biden's industrial policy, Trump immediately killed it and sparked a global trade war. While, again, pointing the finger incorrectly at China and foreign countries like they're screwing us when they're not screwing us at all. The people who screwed the American worker were those industrialists, were those billionaires, were those robber barons, were those corporations which are now multinational corporations. And so he gets the core of it. And this is what Democratic politicians need to understand. You are not going to defeat...
Don't take my fans.
In abrasive politics that names villains, you're not going to defeat that with some milquetoast, mealy-mouthed, vapid centrism of both sides and let's get along.
Yep.
They name villains, the wrong ones, but they have villains. You need to do the same thing and name the right villains.
Too. Yep.
So how do you actually address it? Well, it's obvious. We have income and wealth inequality that's through the fucking roof. It's off the fucking charts what we're looking at now. You have to tax the wealthy. You have to tax them
from Canada.
And then take that money and give people health care and give people education and give people paid family leave and paid sick leave. Let people join a fucking union, right? Actually do industrial policy to bring back high-tech manufacturing jobs, which would massively, massively help this country. Yeah. It's called redistribution of wealth. It's called New Deal politics. And when he said there was that brief period where everybody was like, oh, this is great, That was during the New Deal, where the top marginal tax rate on the wealthy was 91%. In fact, I think it peaked at 93%.
I was going to say 93. Yeah.
So you taxed the rich a lot, and you made sure everybody else got their fair share, got some help at the bottom, had job availability at the bottom, and then you created a much more equal country, a much more fair country, where people actually felt like there was something called the American dream, right? The way you get back to that, it's not rocket science. It's the same fucking policies. It's the same policies. It's you tax the rich, you redistribute, you set up universal social safety net programs like a Social Security for all, like a universal single-payer healthcare, Medicare for all, like free college, eliminate the medical debt, let people join a union, do industrial policy to bring back high-paying manufacturing jobs. Like, this is what you do.
He's spot on.
And he's right. And it's crazy that a comedian who admittedly is like, I'm not even really all that political, and I don't even follow the news that much, but a comedian explained exactly what the problem is quickly. And he knows that Trump is full of fucking shit when Trump is like, oh, it's China, blame Mexico, blame Vietnam. Vietnam's been taking advantage of us for far... Really? Vietnam has been taking advantage of the United States of America for far too long? Do you fucking hear yourself?
On.
Do you hear yourself?
Come on.
No, the problem are all these trade deals that were written by the billionaires and by the corporations, rigged in their favor, and screwed everybody else over.
Yep.
The one upside that we got out of it in the U.S. is low-cost manufacturing... low-cost consumer goods. And that was the one thing holding this country together with duct tape and bubble gum, is consumer goods that were really cheap. Because we've seen massive inflation when it comes to housing. We've seen massive inflation when it comes to education and when it comes to healthcare. Those things, the prices have skyrocketed. The one area where it didn't is consumer goods. Now, it's going to skyrocket for consumer goods, too.
This shit's scary.
So the social safety net's being destroyed.
Scary.
People are going to lose their jobs. The prices are going to skyrocket. Buckle the fuck up. Because of Trump's actions, and because he named the wrong villain and fought the wrong trade war, as a direct result of that, things are going to get way, 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 way worse. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell.
We had some good videos tonight. We definitely had some good videos tonight. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I think it's really important to say this. I think that people should recognize that forever we've been controlled through xenophobia. It's ingrained in us. It's sports, it's teams, it's tribalism, it's the barbarians at the gate. We have been brainwashed, all of us. I don't think there's a single person that hasn't in some way been brainwashed, even at least a little bit, to be team appropriate. If I'm an Eagles fan, I hate the Cowboys. If you're a Raiders fan, you hate the Chiefs. If, you're a Blood, you hate a Crip. If, you're from a small town, then you hate the small town next to you. And obviously in our politics, and something that I've tried to talk about a lot, and try to consistently, and let's talk about some conversations that happened on Discord and chat yesterday. And what I've tried to say to you guys is that I don't hate conservatives. I don't hate people that disagree with me. I hate people that want to take away health care from my wife. That want to take away health care from my daughter. I hate people that want to demonize groups of people like LGBT people for no reason, for the immigrants for no reason. But I don't specifically dislike conservative people. I will happily talk to a person about having smaller government. I will happily talk to people about taxation and whether or not the government is, committing waste, fraud, and theft. I think that you have to be able to critically think. I think you have to have a logical mind. I think you have to have good media literacy. And I think you have to ask yourself questions. Socrates, his whole point of view with the Socratic method was when somebody made a statement about something, you should question it. And you should exhaust them. And then when you have exhausted them, then you know how much stamina they had for the argument and how much defense that they can bring forth to defend it. How much evidence. We are different. than people in China. We are different than people in Vietnam. We have cultural differences. We have economic differences. We have different histories. Some of them have mixed together and caused shame and embarrassment and have caused us to have these difficulties in creating relationships with each other. But at the end of the day, it is one world. It isn't just America. There will be never a time in the history of this world where it will be one country and one country only. The day that there will be that the globe will no longer be multicultural will be the day when the earth dies, when the sun goes out, when the earth's hit by an asteroid and we go the way of the dinosaurs. That's the only time that this world will ever be completely non-cultural. There'll always be cultures throughout the world that are different. And if we continue to lean into this xenophobia of China, of Russians, of Vietnamese, of Cambodians, of Arabic people, of Christians, of Muslims, of whoever, then we're always going to have a really poor environment for growth. I truly believe that we have been in the age of information since the 1800s, since the Enlightenment, since we decided that, tornadoes aren't created by gay people marrying or having sex with each other. We're going back to those times nowadays. But I truly believe that we're leaving this age of information. And when I say that, I don't mean that the age of information is gone. I believe that all that information exists. From the 1800s, when we decided that science was important, to 1994, when the internet was introduced and we were loaded with all this information and we were overstimulated, to today in 2025, when you can literally just ask a robot voice in your home for any answer to any question. But the next step is the age of understanding. And the age of understanding is not an age that is going to bring a lot of people along with it. Because there are so many people in our society that want to hang on to cultural differences, historical wrongs, team mentality and tribalism, that they're not going to be able to ask themselves questions like, why do I hate the Chinese? Why do I hate the Russian people? They don't want to ask themselves that because that's a lot of work. It's hard. It hurts. So instead, it's much easier to say, we've always hated those guys. That's why they're the bad guys. The governments, we can talk about the governments, but the people, they're just people. They're just people. Whether they're Ukrainian or they're Russian or they're Chinese or Vietnamese or they're American, they're just people. They're just people. And if you want to move forward out of where we are and get to a place where we understand things, then you're going to have to ask yourself some pretty fucking hard questions. Why do I hate this person? Is it a legitimate thing? Have they actually wronged me? Or is this just what everybody wants me to believe? All right. Oh, sorry. Fan, thank you for the 10 memberships. I was ranting. I was ranting. Thank you for the memberships, guys. Thank you for the memberships tonight. Thank you so much, Fan. It's been slowly giving out the memberships, Fan. I don't know if there's some kind of lag or something. It's kind of stupid. Angry Ginger, please focus more on live streams. This was a blast. I am doing my best to focus more on live streams now and less on video. So thank you for the $10, 5 Alarm. Thank you for being here. I always appreciate you guys for being here. Silent says, I do not understand how we can fear and hate the other now that we have instant contact with all kinds of culture through technology. Like I said, it's because people don't want to ask questions. They don't want to ask why they hate people. They just want to be told that they hate the person. I've even said to you guys, I said, at the end of the day, my best case scenario is that these people that are MAGA get better. I don't have a lot of faith in that, obviously. I've seen too much. But the best case scenario would be that everybody realizes how far this went and pulls back from it and says, ooh, God, that was bad. Like, fuck, I got real interested in the fight. Joined my cult, fucking God part of it. But people do leave cults. People do get better. And so, there's things that are, in my opinion, very, I've said this a couple times now, is that I can forgive people, but I can't forget, right? So I can forgive people for things, but I won't forget. And if your behaviors down the line continue to be the behaviors you had before, those that I'm not going to forgive you. But I do hope for everybody, man, that one day this division between Americans and between Americans and the world as well no longer exists. Because that's the best case scenario. Like, we should just all want to take care of each other. And that should even be the people that we disagree with. That should even be the people that maybe at one point or another have wronged us, but want to do better. And I've said before, like, at the end of the day, I genuinely hope that one day some of these MAGA people recognize, oh shit, we kind of fucked up. That was bad. But I'm not going to hold my breath. Stan, you came at the end. Let's see. We entered the age of information in the early 2000s, but we entered the dark age of misinformation within a decade. After that, 90% of the internet is marketing and propaganda now. Fan, you are not wrong. You are not wrong. Let's see. I hate the ignorant because ignorance is a choice. So, yeah, I've said this before, right? There's a difference between ignorance and willful ignorance. Ignorance is growing up in a predominantly white society, like, say, the Appalachians, right? Like, if you grew up there and you're racist, that's ignorance, right? But if you grew up there and you move into society with all these other cultures and people say, hey, like, that's not acceptable to be that way, and you should, educate yourself to the fact that, whatever dumb fucking belief that that person would have, black people are subhuman or whatever stupid shit they think. Like, those people, you have a choice, and you can educate yourself. But ignorance can be an excuse, but willful ignorance cannot be an excuse. And you have a choice there. You can choose to stay ignorant when the means are available to become educated, or you can choose to be willfully ignorant, and I do not accept willful ignorance. Like I said, everybody's got a line. You should draw your line, and you should hold that line, and it should be appropriate to what your morals and beliefs are. But at the end of the day, you do need to give people a path to redemption if it's appropriate. If it's appropriate. I know a lot of you guys are like, you're the one who tells us to fight back. Yeah, I'm telling you to fight back when it's appropriate. But also offer paths to redemption when it's appropriate. Because let me just put it this way. If you don't give paths to redemption to people, they will never, ever, ever, ever back down off that hill. That's Donald Trump for you. Donald Trump has proven it. Donald Trump has shown everybody that if you don't want to, you don't have to apologize. You don't have to take their path to redemption. You can choose to live on this slope. And certain people in our society have felt as though they have no choice but to go that route and have sold their soul to the devil and sold everybody else around them down that river along with them. And I don't want to see that happen. So they call you an empathetic liberal like it's an insult. Oh, no shit. Yeah, don't shoot bolts. Tell you. You're a real one for that, my friend. Oh. Please thank your wife for all of us for allowing you the time to spend with life is short, and we appreciate you. My wife is a very forgiving human being that allows me the path to redemption pretty much every night. So I thank you guys for being so cool. And yes, my wife reads the chat, so I'm sure she'll be very happy to see people saying thank you. So thank you guys for being here. We're going to call it a night here. Ask your wife if you can start an OnlyFans. I think it could really help the movement. She would probably be allowing that. I will be the one negative voice in that conversation. No thanks. I'm good. I'm good. All right, guys. I want you guys to, be able to enjoy the rest of your Saturday. So I'm going to probably head up and probably grab myself a ranch water. And I think if Diane's still on, I'm going to go watch Diane play some music. So you guys should head over to Diane's channel to see if she's on. If she's not on, you could always just hit that video and hit the like button and drop a comment anyways. But it's always good times over there with Diane. So it's a good place to connect. It's a good place to feel that connection. So thank you guys. I appreciate you guys. And tomorrow I'm taking it off. I say that I might pop on, but I think tomorrow I'm going to take a day off, and then we'll be back to it on Monday. And then Tuesday, just so you guys know, I'm supposed to go on the Sons of Liberty and do a little appearance over there. So hang out, watch me over on Sons of Liberty on Tuesday at 4 Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. All right, guys. Well, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys, and I hope to see you next time.